Okay. Well, it's Arthur Moats, baby. You know what time it is, man. The panel, the gang, we are all back. Hopefully y'all enjoyed your week without us. But now it's time for business, all right? Because we got the distinguished panel. You know, they're super duper important. I'm talking about, first off, the one with the PhD. How many people you know got a PhD? We know the doctor. Her name is TaNeisha at Really Flawed on YouTube is where you can find her. Now, let me get to the Emmy guy. You see the trophy? It's nice and shiny. You only get those when you win awards. And that is an Emmy award-winning producer that works in Raleigh, North Carolina, WRAL Channel 5. And he also is one of them dudes that travels all the time, man, living like a rock star. Love it, love it. That's Mark Bergin, for those that don't know. And like I said, man, Arthur Moats here, just a real humble guy. Glad to be working with.
So, okay, are you awesome done? We're not doing that today.
TaNeisha, take off.
So
you don't do a lot
this
of
is
cool
our
stuff.
amazing, fabulous host. This is Arthur Moats, okay? The Arthur Moats, 9-year NFL veteran. The other thing is he's here with his glasses today, okay? When he is in his glasses, that means he is here for business. Showed up, glasses. I see a penguins. He's here. Okay, that is the Arthur Moats, everybody.
Come on, man.
Mark, what do you have?
Arthur Moats is a man of the people, and at one point donated 10% of his NFL salary back to his alma mater, James Madison University. Coming out of James Madison in the NFL draft, where we've got almost 2 weeks away now from when the 2026 draft is in Pittsburgh.
Come on, baby.
Arthur, I'll tell you what. You mentioned my travels. I was back in Chicago this weekend, and I had a lot of people I hadn't seen in several years. And they're asking, well, who are you hosting with now? And it's like, oh, you got this great panel. We've got TaNeisha. She's a PhD. She knows more than both of us. Very astute. Yes, yes. Doctor, thank you. Yeah. And then Arthur Moats. And I have some friends that are Bears fans. They go, who is Arthur Moats?
Who's that guy?
When I showed them the
Never heard
clip
this
of
guy.
you
Who's that
sacking Brett Favre.
Yes.
I tell you what, Arthur, I almost wish you would have played for the Bears. They were like, this guy's awesome. I'm being completely serious right now.
The enemy is my friend, man.
Yes.
Yes. Man. Yeah.
So I showed them
shout
the
out
clip
to all
of
the
you.
Chicago people out there, man.
Oh, man. Arthur, in all seriousness, you might have a whole new segment of your fan base once they became familiar with their work. Man, it's like, yeah, this was the guy who snapped Brett Favre's consecutive game streak. That's my new co-host. They're thrilled, man.
Shout out to the Bears fans out there, all right? Shout out to the NFC North, okay? What I've realized is, y'all really don't like each other over there. And if you make a play against somebody that's in the division, the other three teams like you a lot. I have learned that, all right? So salute. But Mark, I like how you just casually threw that out there about your trip too, man, all right? We're going to get back to that. Unless you want to start, because
No. Let's get into it. We have a lot to discuss today.
We got action today.
That'll be an hour 2 segment if you want to stick around. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, Mark. That's probably going to come sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Hey, listen. All right, so check it out, right? We figured tonight, okay, ladies and gents, man, we got this thing that we like to call the group chat, right? Sometimes some people got the Steelers group chat. Some people got that group chat with your homies. Mark, you said you was traveling Chicago. Maybe you got a group chat with the people that you was linking up with, right? We talk about the chat, and the chat gets wild, right? It could be anything thrown in that thing. But the beautiful part of the chat is, man, it comes from everywhere. So I figured, man, tonight, we're going to hit it group chat style, all right? And the first thing that I low-key really wanted to talk about, please tell me y'all seen this Travis Hunter, Ian Rappaport, Tony Jefferson situation going on real quick, man, all right? Because to me, I kind of like it. I like when a young player, for those that don't know, he was a little bit surprised, right? Ian Rappaport over the weekend made a report that, man, going forward, Travis Hunter is going to be playing defensive back mainly, right? That's going to be the spot that he's going to be lined up at. And, he might do some offense stuff, but as a whole, he's playing DB. Now, Travis Hunter being the young Thundercat that he is, he goes to social media, which I love, Mark. I love it. Because most of the time, like when I was growing up, you had to wait till they wrote it in the paper. And then by the time you get the story, it's like, bro, man, that was 4 days ago, right? Not anymore. So Travis Hunter goes to his social media and he's like, hey, bro, who told you that? Like, where you hear this at? So then I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting spicy, right? Because, every once in a while, I remember, was it 2 years ago? Man, you had Aaron Rodgers and Adam Schefter kind of going at it. Where'd you hear that at? I didn't say this. I like it on occasion. But then we had the OG super vet, Tony Jefferson, pull up into the conversation, all right? Now, Tony Jefferson says, look, man, they told him that. meaning the owners, meaning the coaches, meaning the head honchos. They just told you that just yet. And I instantly internally started laughing because I'm like, you know what? Tony is actually not wrong. Oh, he's not wrong, man. And it's one of them things where I was looking at Travis and I'm like, I wonder how long is it going to take for him to come to the realization that Tony is also not wrong. But that was the first thing I seen, man. So I would have thrown it out there to y'all, man. Get your opinion on it. Mark, man, how'd you feel about that when you saw that, man?
Like Travis Hunter, I also aspire to be a Thundercat. What I would tell both of you is this. You cannot be a master of none in the NFL when you're trying to do too much. I understand versatility is a really important thing. It can help add to your value. But if you're trying to be a master of none and then really hone in on your craft of what it takes to be an elite level receiver, what it takes to be an elite level defensive back, he's talented enough to where, yes, he could do both and be a good player. If he can be an elite player on either side of the ball, that's the reason the Jags made that big trade with the Browns just a few years ago, and to make sure that they come out on top as best they can in that trade for the draft picks that they gave up to acquire him. So that's where I'm at with it, especially coming off injury as well. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's very slight of frame. If this says, hey, we can focus in on him reaching that elite level status that we know he can reach as a player, I'm cool with it of him playing one way.
I like it. All right. Now, TaNeisha, I was thinking of you too. I'm going to cut you off on the front end. I was thinking of you when I came up with this one. All right. Because I know that you got a lot of history with Colorado. Okay. And I know that you've watched Travis Hunter. So you would, have a good understanding of offense, defense, which one you think makes the most sense from everything that you've seen over the years of watching him and obviously his time at Colorado. But what say you, TaNeisha? What say you?
This is Travis Hunter's welcome to the NFL moment, because for so long he's been able to do whatever he wants because his coach has been electric. His coach is Coach Prime. Like, it's prime time Deion Sanders. Like, so he's been able to kind of do what he wants to do because he can do what he wants to do athletically. Cool. No one's going to disagree with that. I think when you go to the NFL, though, this is a business. And Travis Hunter hasn't had a single football season in the past 5 seasons, maybe even 6 seasons, where he's been healthy every season. It's never happened. He's always been hurt. And so for me, if I'm protecting my assets and protecting the things that matter most to me, it's players. And we can't have you getting hurt. And the way to limit being injured is to limit the snaps that you play. And I do think this is his welcome to the NFL moment because he doesn't understand how the system works still. He doesn't understand that if people are leaking and people are saying information, they're getting it from somewhere. And if the fire is inside the house, love, the fire is inside the house. It always is. And so it's going to be interesting to me to see how Travis Hunter handles this going forward. Because I think somebody has to tell him eventually, like, bro, okay, listen, let me just kind of tell you what happened. And so I'm interested to see how he navigates this, because I think I'm not a man, but men have egos. And this probably hit his ego a little bit because he's thinking he can do everything. They drafted me. They said I'm going to do everything. They said da-da-da. Okay, great. Okay, that was fun and that was cute. Now it's time to get down to business. Like, you're too you're like, we need you. We need you healthy. And the way we can have you healthy is to limit the amount of snaps you're playing. Makes sense to me. Like,
but this is my only question, my only pushback, and for both of you, I want y'all to come and hop on this conversation as well. But when you're the number 2 overall draft pick, aren't you supposed to have some type of level of I can move it around and if I don't want to do this, I can voice this, or if I want to do something, I'll also have that type of power within the organization, being that he was the number 2 overall selection that they traded up to go get. Does that have any weight in this going forward if Travis truly does want to play both sides equally?
Not when you're injury prone.
Yeah,
I think he loses some of his power. He's not available.
Yeah.
So, anyways, go ahead, Mark.
TaNeisha, I'm with you. I think back to that Colorado TCU opener a few years ago, and TCU the year before was in the national title game. And Colorado upsets TCU, and the Texas Heat triple degree heat index, and Travis Hunter played in that game. It was something like 120 snaps, and it's like, Coach Prime after the game was quoted as saying, we're going to put a hot tub on the plane for him for how well he played. So we had never seen anything like that maybe since Prime or Rod Woodson. There have been some players who have played both ways, but like even when you think of Deion Sanders, when I think of his Hall of Fame career as a player, and I know he played baseball too, but I don't think about him as a receiver catching passes. I think about him going head-to-head, mano-a-mano against Jerry Rice. And I understand he was a great return man as well, so maybe that's something they could incorporate him into the game or to use him maybe more in a gadget style or special package style. But the best ability is availability. TaNeisha hit the nail on the head. And after that TCU game, is as prolific as that was to see, what does that do through the duration of an entire season? Because remember, that was an opener. And it's just like, it's not that he can't do it. But again, I think TaNeisha hit it right on the head in terms of protecting your asset. You have to be able to keep him on the field because, again, I look at the trade with Cleveland, all the picks that they gave up of who wins that trade.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, on top of that, though, the two things that both of y'all have said that as much as I want to push back, and I'm like, I don't agree with this, man. This is dumb. The injury part is real, right? Availability is your best ability. We talk about that time and time professionally, and that is something that I'm sure the three of us will have a conversation, a debate on that, because for some, they would decide that, hey, man, I would rather have a more talented player, even if I don't necessarily have him every single game, versus the guy that you're going to have every week, but he can't ball the way that Travis Hunter can ball. That's, a debate in itself. But the second thing, and Mark, you said this, you can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. When we talk about Prime, we don't look at Prime as ambiguous. We say that is an elite DB. And then we say, oh, he can also play receiver. He can also return punts. If he catches the ball, he might run it back on you. High probability. But we don't look at him as anything other than primarily as a DB. Julian Edelman. I'm old enough to remember Julian Edelman playing cornerback. He would play in the slot. Okay. He would also return punts as well. And then he played receiver. He was like the JV version of Wes Welker during that time frame, right? But when we look at the full duration of his career and all the things that he was doing, and like I said, he did it for multiple seasons. We don't ever talk about Julian Edelman as a DB or as a returner. We say, no, this is a wide receiver. This is a high-level slot internal wide receiver. So when I think of Travis Hunter at this level, what are we saying today is his defining position? Is his one? This is what he does at an elite level. And I think they're going full. Yeah.
I want to hop in really quickly to going to defense, Arthur, and you'd be able to speak to this because you've played defense. When you got the ball and there's 11 other dudes chasing after you full speed, and they're going to stop at nothing to bring you to the ground, you go from being the hunted to the hunter. And I'm not trying to make a joke about the last name, but in terms of prolonging that career for as long as you can as well, from when you're playing on defense versus offense, there's a huge difference. Whereas when you have the ball in your hands, everyone's coming after you full bore. Sorry, I had to bring that point up.
And I'm with you on that as well. But the pushback is going to be perspective. You spoke of that from a defensive player's perspective. Man, you got 11 dudes, we hunting you. Man, we coming to get you. You better be scared. You know what the perspective is on your offense? Good luck. Boy, I'm the nicest thing out here. You probably won't touch me. Have you ever talked to Shady McCoy? Have you ever seen how Shady McCoy was constantly surrounded by dudes? You ever seen how Shady decided to hold the football at the national football level for not one season, a decade, right?
Almost because like a loaf of bread. I'll say that.
And think about how many people, though, would be like, oh, my God, you're going to be out there with all these people chasing after you. You're going to stop and you're going to reverse field at the NFL level. You know, that's like a Cardinal saying you don't do that. But because Shady McCoy is like, dude, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. He don't think of it like that. So for Travis Hunter, all I'm saying is he is not worried about who is attempting. And I say attempting because just because he got the ball and you might be one-on-one with him, good luck touching him, right? Yeah. If you can bring him down, bring him down. But I just think for those players, man, you got that type of mindset. I just don't think that will necessarily be the biggest reason of, man, you about to get a lot of people trying to attack you right here. I don't think that'll be the reason why you take him out if they take him out. I think if his body can't hold up to it, that's a different conversation, right? And I think that you identify that early.
Yeah, 185 pounds, too. That's what he's listed at. I don't even know if I believe that, especially if he's playing 120 plays in a game And, I can't even imagine having to do that in triple digit heat, even at the college level, let alone now that he's in the NFL.
Well, because I was going to say, watching him do it collegiately, does that give us any level of confidence that he can do it at this level? Because when we talk about these guys that are going to be coming out of the draft in 2 weeks, right? Everything that we're going to reference is what they've done collegially. Ruben Bain, man, I love Ruben Bain. He is a dog, but he has not whipped an NFL tackle today. But we're going to swear by him, right? Man, Fernando Mendoza, God, dog, #1 overall pick, man. Glory, man, you just changed your life, man. I can't wait to see you cook because you've cooked NFL guys. No, you've been cooking college guys. But we're going to reference that, and we're going to speak with so much confidence because we saw him do it collegially. But when it comes to Travis Hunter, who we also saw do this collegiately, and we saw him do it at a high level collegially to the point that he won a Heisman Trophy. Now we get to this level. It's like, whoa, no. They trying to tackle you, and you playing a lot of snaps, and you got to actually tackle people because on defense you could also get hurt. And these folks too, man.
Yeah. And depending on who you ask,
he's little,
like
these are big dudes he got to tackle.
His tackling is the biggest kind of red flag, to be honest. So
well, you know who his coach was in college. Come on now, you got
right. Somebody else doesn't like tackle either. I mean, for those of you that know, like
that's what we get paid to do. We go tackle the guys that they don't want to tackle. It's all right. It's a good little bit of decision we got. Little family. Yeah.
I've been pounding the table for years that I thought that they were doing Travis Hunter a disservice having him play all of the snaps in college because, again, like I would say, I would always be like, whenever he gets hurt, we have to make sure that we're going to be okay because it came every year and I knew it was going to come at some point, and whether it was a shoulder or the ribs or what, I just knew it was going to come because he was out there so much. In a game that everybody gets hurt 100% of the time, his is raised 200% of the time. And so I just think
that's that PhD right there.
Right. And I just think that in football, the difference between the NFL and college is that the NFL is a business. There's deadlines. It's a full-blown business. They're there to make money. They can actually say that. Whereas college, they're there to make money, but they can't say it yet.
Get your education, kids.
That impacts how they can do business. They are basically saying, we need you to focus on one thing. The draft, I forgot about the draft trade up. He played 7 games last year. He had 298 yards in 7 games. That is not good. Like that stat is a not good stat for a team that was doing pretty well. So I just think that this comes down to risk reward because it's about business. I think we're used to seeing Travis Hunter in the college world where that's more about players and we got to win now. NFL is about business. They want to win, but first the business has to make sense. And I just don't see the business making sense right now. Now, let me say this. If Travis Hunter comes out in 2026 and he plays one side of the football and he's healthy the whole year, I think they might have a different conversation in the offseason of next year because he's shown that he can stay healthy. But until you show me you can stay healthy, why would I think that you can just stay healthy all of a sudden? Like, where does that come from? So that's my biggest issue.
My question that production for the #2 overall pick as well. And again, it's not just the #2 overall pick. It's the trade that you made with Cleveland to be able to even draft him. And I know there were a lot of Browns fans that were disappointed we're trading what could be a generational talent away. Well, again, to TaNeisha's point, he could be a generational talent, but we really don't even know that if he can't stay on the field.
Well, I think it's already proven his level of generational talent, right? But in terms of the production, that's the big question mark, right? Can he be productive? And can he be productive on both sides of the ball that would warrant the risk, right? Because I think that's what it comes down to, risk versus reward. Collegiately, the reason why the player in Travis Hunter's case got to play both sides is because, man, this dude is not just trying to show that he's a special player. He's also trying to show that, man, I could be a Heisman Trophy winner. I can do something that's very unique and be a #1 overall draft pick. You're not getting that without putting in exceptional work and making exceptional sacrifices also. And I just looked at that as that's what he did, because if he just played defensive back, what are the odds that he would have gotten drafted #2 overall? What are the odds that he wins the Heisman Trophy, right? If he's just playing DB. And then the flip side is if he just played wide receiver. Now, granted, probably a higher chance of getting drafted higher because we know how wide receivers are, at least in the NFL, and how they're coveted. But to me, him playing both sides is the biggest part of why they took him as early as they did, because it's like, man, if you love him a wide receiver, you could legitimately play him over there and feel confident about that. But if you love him on defense, you legitimately could put him over there and you love that about him. And I think that's what makes him and the handling of him so unique. Because TaNeisha, to just say, man, I'm only going to play you over here until you prove that you can stay healthy, but this could legitimately be your second best receiving option. What does that do for Trevor Lawrence, right? And then the flip side, defensively, man, hey, look, until you show that you can play a full season on offense and stay healthy, man, I'm not even thinking about putting you over there on defense. And it's like, he could also be a number 2 cornerback, man. Like,
but I think
at what point do we entertain those, or how long do we entertain that part of it, right?
I think what Mark said about like just not really being a master of anything, I actually think that impacts the team more than to have him go back and forth and figure out, because they also can identify what they have. So when they're looking at their team, or if they say like, okay, Travis Hunter is going to be a full-time receiver, now you know what's in your receiving room. But if you say he's going to be a full-time receiver and a full-time quarterback, do you do like 7.5 receivers, or is he a full receiver? Like how does the time work? How does the structure work? How do we actually build around something that isn't really here, but it is here? But by the way, he's not on the sideline with us because now he's back out in the football field. So it's like, I feel like their ability, and this is just the Jaguars as a whole, like their ability as a coaching staff, how do they measure what they have if the guy they need to talk to is now back on the field because he's doing something else? And by the way, we've seen something on film. We need to change it. But the guy we need to tell is now on the field. So it's kind of like this weird thing where it's like,
TaNeisha, this the NFL. Coaches don't matter. You know that. They glorified cheerleaders. That's why you fire them whenever it don't work the way that you want. Duh.
My bad. Travis Hunter's just going to know what they're talking about on the sideline. He's just going to trigger on it. You're right. My bad. Yeah, I was got
Travis
really into
told
the
the coach
there.
what he's about to do. Everybody knows that one. Come on, man.
Yeah, he told the coach what play to call. You're right. You're right. So that's always been my thing, is like, you can't talk to a person that's not there. I mean, I know some of us talk to ourselves. I mean, I love talking to myself, by the way, but I also realize that nobody else can hear me. So it does no good. Like nobody knows my feelings were hurt. I didn't tell anybody.
No, Mark, you hop in this thing because TaNeisha is trying to play it like she just talks to herself. She more so likes to talk about rainbows, but that's for another conversation. All right. What you got for me, Mark? How you feeling about this risk versus reward conversation, man?
Take away 3 things from this school. Arthur's PSA: kids go to school. Number 2, NFL coaches don't actually matter. And number 3,
nice.
Take anything away from this: aspire to be a Thundercat like Travis Hunter.
Young Thundercat, man. I'm trying to tell you.
A young Thundercat. I don't know if I've ever heard somebody refer to a young person as a Thundercat. I've heard like a tenderoni. I don't know if I've heard a Thundercat.
You got the tenderonis too. Shout out to the young tenderonis out there, all right? But that's a Thundercat right there, man. Yeah.
I think in the old Cartoon Network show.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Go.
Did they have rainbow? No. Was there a slogan? No, I don't think so. I can't remember the intro. Sorry.
I don't want to take this too far off the rails, but no, it's with Hunter. At the end of the day, let's see him on the football field in 2026. Have him play a whole season, and then we can debate it all over again of did he get enough snaps? Or here's another thing. We're talking about his injuries. What about if the Jags have injuries? Arthur, you mentioned when Julian Edelman played some corner for the Patriots. Troy Brown did the same thing way back in the day. But the reason why that even happened in the first place was injuries on the roster. So if the Jags have injuries on either side of the ball and it says, hey, we need Travis Hunter's services because he is a prolific player, I think that's a factor into all of this as well. That's something we can't predict either.
That's a good point.
Now, so under that premise, let's follow that for a second, right? Say we do agree with TaNeisha, right? And hey, we're only going to play you on one side of the ball until you can prove you can stay healthy. But by week 5, we've had the injury bug hit, and now we're short of DB or we are short of receiver, whichever side you want to have them on exclusively. What changes now with the thought process? Are we treating him as exclusively wide receiver or DB, and we're going to go sign something new off of the street, which we've known through our experiences, which you could get with the street free agents, with all due respect to the street free agents? Or do you break that whole mindset of, man, we only want you to play here until you can show that you can stay healthy? Like, what's the thought process when that does potentially occur? Because we do know, like you said, injuries do happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Arthur, you answered your own question right there.
I'm listening. They talk to me.
What I'm saying, I mean,
yeah,
it's circumstantial. I mean, are the Jags 0-5 by that point? And it's like, does it make sense to do that? Are they still in the hunt for their division? There's a lot that goes into that. Who could you potentially go get? Is it before the trade deadline? That's another avenue. Who's on your practice squad? That type of thing. So to me, it's like.
So would you? But Mark, talk to me. Would you go make that trade? Yeah, because I really want to know. Like
here in April,
you gave me the hard answer about you would play him on one side of the ball versus the other side of the ball. So I'm just like, yeah.
I would do my best to keep him on the field, and to keep him on the field, keeping him on one side of the ball makes the most sense. But it's circumstantial. In all honesty, that's how I would answer that. TaNeisha.
Yeah, I think I would keep it. I think I would keep it the same. I think I would keep it as is, because you've made the decision. I think so many times in life, and forget it, sometimes in football, coaches do this where they're like, they make a decision, and then as soon as things gets a little harder, they stop running the football, and you're like, no, the path is running. Like, don't go away from the game plan. And I think that is a great scenario, because we all know how this works. The thing that you dig your heels in is the thing that's going to pop back up to you in the game, because that's how life works. I feel like that's how it's set up. It's like, you're like, I'm not going to do this one thing. And then the next thing you know, all you see is the one thing you said you're not going to do, because that's your test to make sure you're actually not going to do it. And I feel like that is what would happen, right? Is they say this and a corner is going to go down for them, and they are going to have to either stick to their guns and say, no, this is how we're going to fix this, or they're going to relent on what they said. And if they're making this decision, I don't know the Jacksonville Jaguars, but if I'm assuming they think that is what's best for them. So if that is, then you've got to stand on it. Because my other thing is, if that's not what's best, and then you go back on it, now I have more questions, because now I want to play both sides of the football. Because you told me no, but then you needed it, then you pulled me, and now I'm here. So are you going to pull me again? Like, what is this? Like,
and this is where,
what are we doing?
Honestly, what does year 2 look like with Liam Cohen? But he's coming off a year where the Jaguars went 13-4.
Yeah, they were good.
And he had a very good year the year before that with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, how do you build that in year 2? Liam Cohen's got a lot of experience dating back to the Rams coaching tree. So, like, that's where it's like he's seen a lot of – he's only 40. He's still a young coach, but you would want to have faith in him to be able to do the right thing for the team and to field those tough questions from reporters where it's like, why can't you just stick Travis Hunter out there? And it's like, look, it's the old analogy of, like, you might not win the battle, but you sacrifice a battle and don't put all of your troops involved for the greater good of winning the war, that type of thing. So
what a concept.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I love the mindset that both of y'all have. I do. The only thing that I think we're kind of leaving out is the urgency that happens in the NFL.
It's true.
A little bit differently than like the life convo, right? Or even the long-term war analogy. It's like, yeah, we see how quickly they'll turn that thing over. Liam just got in there, right? That means that they turned that over. And then before it was that, it was another coach staff there before that as well. So my only final pushback is just, with this man standing on certain principles, or man, I think that this is the right direction, right? When you got option A or option B, I just don't think that they have as much time to see things through in certain scenarios. Now, I think it's different if Liam went in there and had a little playoff run too, maybe won a Super Bowl, right? I think you got a little bit more leeway, but to just be like, oh yeah, man, because you had this successful season. Now this year, hey man, if injury happens, but because you're trying to protect this particular player that we invested a ton to see on this field, I think that can make your job become a little bit more less secure going forward.
I hear what you're saying, Arthur. The one thing I would say too, though, just because it is rare to see someone play both ways, the fan in me wants to say, it's like, put him out there as a punt returner, put him out there as like in all the different positions of just Travis Hunter being a Swiss Army knife. Like the fan in me does want to see that. But I also want to see him stay healthy. I don't want to see it's like you flip the Jags on. It's like, oh, did they get Travis Hunter? He was the number 2 pick. No, he's on, he's hurt. He's on the sideline. He's injured.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like, that's what they get paid the money to do. Like that is this is literally their job. Make the hard decisions.
Come on, man.
And then when you make the decision, stand on the decision, because there's so many times I always feel like what makes a good coach, a great coach, is your ability to stand by whatever the decision that is, no matter who doesn't like it. I mean, that's what Coach Tomlin did so well, in my opinion, is like whatever decision he made, he stood by that decision. And that was the decision. And the reason is this. And if you don't like the reason, that's fine. But he's still going to stand on it, no matter how much that drove me crazy. I at least was like, you know what? It is who he is. I can respect that. This is one of those situations, like stand on whatever it is, whatever that thing is, just stand on that thing. So that sounds awful. But I also feel like I'm just fascinated to see how this goes also, because as the season goes, we all know, I always say the season starts week 1 through 4 and it's just kind of what it is. But really week like 5 through 13 for me are like the weeks where everyone's really either has it really figured out or kind of knows what's going on after the trade deadline. Like that is where it really kind of gets a little whatever. And so I'm just fascinated to see how they handle it when guys do go down. Guys are a little bit sore. A couple of series, it's just kind of not working. Like, what do you do? Do you throw him out there and say, he's got the talent, just figure it out, kid? Like, what do you do? So anyways,
there's a craft to it too, to where you can take more of your reps doing one position as well, and the nuances and being like hyper specific and hyper excellent versus being like, oh, well, it's good enough, but it's just not as refined as it could be, versus if you're focusing on one position or one particular skill set. And there is something to that where it's like, again, you can be good to very good at both, but like to be elite level, focusing on one, I do think will help him, at least in the short run. And it's like,
I will say this though, if I know Travis Hunter, like I think I know Travis Hunter, he is going to focus on the thing they tell him to focus on, and he's going to do that.
Yeah.
And he is going to work his butt off to also maintain that other skill set. Because the one thing I love about him is he loves football. Always. Yep. He's all football all the time, no matter what. That's what he is. That's what he practices. That's what he does. This is also a really great opportunity for him to stay ready, so that if that does happen, and if it does come where they need a cornerback, he can say, Coach, I'm ready. I've been practicing. I've been studying. I know it. And yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's going to take more effort. Yes, it's going to, but the truth is everybody that is great in life has put in that extra time. That's what makes them great. And so for me, that's why I'm like, this is going to be interesting to see how he deals with this, because he actually has an opportunity to do something really cool here and say, okay, I'll play receiver. I'm still practicing at corner though, when I can on my own. And I'm going to make sure I at least know the plays or whatever. It's going to take a lot of effort, but like anybody great who has ever said, I didn't really do much. I just kind of sat around. I didn't really, I didn't watch film at 4 a.m. I didn't get up at 6 a.m. to go work out. And then like, everybody great has that story. So for me, it's like, this is a unique opportunity for him to say, okay, cool. That's what y'all want. Okay. I'm going to lock in and still harvest the skill though.
I like it. All right. Well, shout out to the first topic in the group text. All right. What else we got in the group text, man? Somebody shoot something else in the group text. All right. What y'all got over here, Mark? What you got over there, TaNeisha, the doctor?
TaNeisha, do you want to hop in?
No, I'm taking us off the rails. You go for it, Mark.
All right.
Little prerequisite right there. She said, just let y'all know. All right, what is on me?
This is great.
We over there left field. All right.
What I want to know with the draft starting on April 23rd, and I want to go through like the first 5 picks. We know Fernando Mendoza is going to go to the Raiders. He and Kirk Cousins, the jokes write themselves.
They're the same person, are they not?
I can't wait for
all
the
content. Does anybody think they're not the same person?
It is hilarious, man.
All of the same content. Yeah.
Same person.
It's going to be so goofy. Just so quirky and goofy. And
they're like the same person. When I hear both of them talk, I'm like, do y'all talk to each other? Like, what is going
The
on?
motivation speech, the hype speech after the game is just like, bro, y'all are twins, man. This is perfect. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. I love it. That's gonna be great.
So the Jets are on the clock at number 2. From my understanding, they're going to get an edge rusher. The favorite is Ohio State edge Avril Reese. So he would go at number 2. There's going to be 6 new projected starters on defense. The Jets need a pass rush because, remember, this was a team defensively that generated a goose egg, 0 interceptions in the 2025 season. So you got Geno as your stopgap at 2. So I think it's going to be Reese. If it's not Reese, maybe David Bailey there, but I think it's going to be Reese at 2. At 3, Cardinals could also go edge rusher, or they're going to continue building the offensive line. Now, remember, the Cardinals bring in former Steelers guard Isaac Seumalo, but this is a defense finished bottom 5 in sacks for the second time in 3 seasons. This is where I could see, like, if Bailey goes at 2, then this is where Reese goes. If Reese goes at 2, this is where I see Bailey going. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Francis Maui Goa, the tackle out of Miami, I think is the other possibility there. 4 is where it gets interesting to me with the Tennessee Titans, because I've seen Jeremiah Love here at the running back position. They also need an edge, and I would argue go get an edge because that's more valuable to make Jeffrey Simmons the best he can be up front. It's Jeffrey Simmons and Cam Hayward in terms of top interior defensive linemen in the AFC. And then at number 5, I think this is maybe where TaNeisha's guy Sonny Styles goes. Caleb Downs, I think, is also a possibility. Maybe 5
you feel about that Sonny Styles, man.
Maybe 5 goes there to pair with Scatabo, who's coming back from an injury too. But this is kind of what my thought process was with all of this, and I'd love to get your thoughts here. When I'm talking about like the best players of the draft, we've talked about Styles on previous pods. Love, I think, is probably the best overall player. And then Caleb Downs as well, to me. Like, those are your top 3 players. But you're talking about running back, linebacker, and safety. And there's a reason why this is considered like the weakest draft, because if the best players in the draft are positions that aren't as highly valued as quarterback, left tackle, receiver, corner, that to me is just purely reflective of just, it's been, I'm going to be honest with both of you, it's been harder for me to get into this year's draft compared to previous years. I don't want to rag on any of the individual prospects, but it's just like, to me, when you talk about 3 of the best players, in my opinion, in the positions that they played, they just aren't valued the same way as others in the NFL. But of anything I said,
I love that.
Hop in here.
So I love that. And I guess my only thing, because I know you had said you like not as like excited about this class. My pushback that I always have though is this: it's like, man, these players that you just named off, the probability or the odds of them at least out the gate having better starts to their seasons or careers than some of the quote unquote big name draft class that we talked about when it's the who's the quarterbacks. We'll be looking and we're like, yeah, he sucked. He really sucked. And I don't even know if he ever threw a ball in the league because he was just terrible, right? But the hype and the excitement and the way that we talk about him, and it's just like, does hype matter more than like the people that we think are actually going to produce? Because when you name Reese, it's like, yeah, Reese, I think he's going to ball. Sonny Styles, I think he's going to play at a high level. I know Ruben Baines, he a hot boy right now. They trying to do the thing that they do. You know, it's a draft night coming
Ruben
up, so
Bain,
somebody got to get
if you see this, Ruben Bain, congratulations, brother. Congratulations. You're probably
somebody
going
really
top 10.
Okay?
Yeah, you're probably going top 10, maybe even top 5. All right. You are the first guy. You're the first. Shout out to you, Ruben Bain. I'm just saying, hold it down. Don't do any weird press conferences. Don't tweet anything too crazy. You're in there, bro.
But to me, it's just like, man, when I think of those type of dudes, right? The guys that we, like you said, but they're not sexy positions, man. When you're talking about Jeremiah Love, and it's like, yeah, he plays running back. We know the conversation surrounding running back. We saw the extreme steps that the running backs had to take the past 5 years to finally get respectable contracts.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like, man, but we know how impactful that position is. We know that you need a running back. You didn't play at a high level as well. Helps quarterback out a lot. But that's like this. It's so weird to me, man. Why are we like this? Why are we like this? Because I feel like I do it to myself. But why are we like this though?
I think people feel this way about the draft, respectfully, because every time I say something, people take it personally. Respectfully, for non-college football watchers, this is not exciting to them because nobody has that buzz. Usually players coming out, everyone is talking about, there's 5 guys, and those 5 guys have the buzz. Last year it was like, Shedeur Sanders, where's he going to go? What is he going to do?
Yeah.
And by default, that made Jackson Dart relevant. That made all of these other quarterbacks relevant because now we're comparing them to Shedeur. We want to see what's going to happen. And then it was like there were storylines last year. This year, these guys are in a new age of college football, first of all. And so everyone's kind of annoyed with these athletes because they're making so much money. And a lot of people don't really know them. Like people have asked me questions. I'm like, no, he played. They're like, I didn't see him play. I'm like, what were you watching? Like you missed him. Like he was there. A lot of people don't even know these guys. They just know what school they went to. And if the school is not identifiable to them, they're like, wait, where did you find him? I'm like, what do you mean, where did I find him? Like he played anyway. So I think this also speaks to what it means when the NFL isn't pushing certain things to the audience, because now everybody knew Shedeur was in the draft last year. Even if you didn't care, you knew. And then you started watching. Why? Because you were like, well, when is he going to get drafted? Like now I want to see. There's nobody like that this year. And to be fair to Mendoza, he's kind of boring in a lot of ways. He's not going to spark anything. All of these guys have been very respectful. Literally nothing has come out about any of them. So
other than Bane, I mean,
other
honestly,
than Bane, and that was today.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's like and no matter what we want to say as human beings, the drama, the theatrics is what brings us to things.
Well,
we're like,
even last year you had Cam Ward versus Shedeur and doing the whole training together leading up who would get drafted higher.
Videos.
Do you like the talent of a Cam Ward versus the moxie and the confidence of a Shedeur? Heck, even Travis Hunter, right?
Hang
do you
on,
play him on offense? Do you play him on defense, right?
Stay on Shedeur for just a second, too. Remember, he was sought after enough as a prospect where this is forgotten about. Where it was like, oh, he's not going to go play for your organization because we thought he would be, a top 5 or a top 10 pick?
Yep.
Don't forget that. That happened.
Yeah.
And look, we saw Mel Kiper banging the table. Was like, bro, what you mean? Who is going to take this guy? What are y'all doing?
So I'm going to make a video about this at some point, but I also think we're going to see some trades. I don't think these top 5 are going to stay this way. I would be shocked if it stayed this way because the Jets have the 2nd pick and the 16th overall pick. So they already have 2 first-round picks. And that's a lot of capital. The Cardinals at number 3, I mean, they need a quarterback. I mean, they just shipped their guy out.
Well, no, but remember the Cardinals, they said they're going to roll with, what was it?
Do you believe them? Let's just be real here.
What was it? Gardner Minshew and Brissett, right? I thought it was a combo.
Do you believe them? And again, they're in a number 3 position where it's like that could also that could be a hot commodity for some of these teams that are kind of a little bit of way. Now the Titans need.
You don't take Jeremiah Love there? Why don't you take Jeremiah Love?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he helps them though. I don't think he helps them get over the hump. The Jets, the Cardinals, the Titans, the Giants, they need some things. It's one guy's not going to help them. Now, if the one guy happens to be the quarterback, I feel a certain way about quarterbacks. If you're going to tell me that's the guy I'm going to take, fine, take him, whatever. But some of these, this isn't good enough. This isn't good enough for the Cardinals. Only this pick, and then you pick again in the 2nd round. To me, if I was the Cardinals, I would rather see what I can do with this pick. I think that some of these teams, because there's teams on the back half, the Chicago Bears being one of them, they still haven't fixed that pass rush. There is still a glaring issue with that pass rush. Even the Ravens, they backed out of that deal for Crosby because I think they realized, wait a minute, we need these draft picks. And so they and theirs could be to get over the hump maybe. So I don't know if this top 5 stays this way. I could almost make a case for every single team in this top 5 that they need more than this one pick to do good in this draft. And they could probably benefit from trading out. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think the Jets will, because they'll have 14, but like the Cardinals, they don't have a quarterback. I think a quarterback's going to go there. And my other thing is too, and this sounds, I think so, because they're trying to hype up. What is the guy's name for Bama? They're trying to hype him up. Have you not seen? Like I'm just telling you what they're saying.
Be a huge reach.
He plays quarterback. TaNeisha, you said it yourself. But think about it, TaNeisha, you even said it yourself. You said, "Hey, if you're telling me this is the player that I gotta believe in, I guess I'll go with the quarterback."
I'll close my eyes and hope.
So if they're saying that they got multiple positions to fill, maybe they feel like I'd rather take B+ level quarterback versus A+ level, I don't know, safety.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just think some of these teams, just the Titans, they need so much. I mean, they need a pass rusher. They need a running back. They need some receivers. They need, insert position here minus quarterback and maybe offensive line, maybe. But so my point is like, I don't know about this. I don't know if this will stay the order. And then the off chance that the Raiders do something freaking weird and don't take Mendoza, then everything's going to hell.
That's the thing I'm most confident in. That's the thing I'm like certain where it's like Mendoza 1, Raiders, like put it in pen, put it in Sharpie.
That's the one thing you would bet is going to happen 100%.
Yes.
That's fair. When they said Kirk Cousins is going to the Raiders, and my first thought was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Give Mendoza. And then I started thinking, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't trust these owners. I don't trust these GMs.
I guess what I would say is this though, right? With Kirk Cousins, right? Because we would all agree, man, Kirk is what we think Mendoza could develop into, right? If he's getting that, we're like, yo, man, Mendoza, you're doing your thing, man. You hitting it, right? Mm-hmm. Is there a world that we live in though that Mendoza never beats out Cousins? That's because when Kirk has been healthy, Kirk has gotten the $80 million, the $100 million contracts. Thing? It's not a bad thing, but it is when it's the number 1 overall quarterback, number 1 overall pick, and he can't get on the field after 1 year, maybe even 2 years, and that's all I'm asking.
Yeah, because they still pay him
the number 1 overall pick.
I mean,
what's his
wouldn't
contract
expect it to be the full season, but I mean, this used to be the norm with Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, and there's been several other examples, but
Mahomes is like realistic. The cutoff though of that whole man letting them kind of sit, and that was the whole Alex Smith thing. And think about how loud it was getting even with that. It was like, yo, man, when you go put him out there, it's starting to get louder. Put him out there.
It's the microwave instant gratification society where now, new, now, next, that type of thing.
And low key, what Mahomes did out the gate made it almost worse because now everybody is looking like, no, we don't want to wait. I want that guy out there. Lamar didn't even make it, 7 games? And he was viewed as the dual threat, got to kind of develop, bastardize your offense at the time. But even with that, it's like, man, this is the first round. We saw it here with Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky. It was like, yo, Mitch Trubisky played terrible. He played 2.5 games.
Baker didn't start right away either in Cleveland.
Yeah. He wouldn't have played longer until the whole, little puncture situation, right? That opened the door for him. And then from there, man, it's like, yo, I've seen you come out here and play. You played well. This guy's taking some time to get back. Man, keep going. We're rolling with you. So I just think that when you bring in a first rounder, a number 1 overall pick, you don't have like the ability to just let him sit there without it getting extremely loud. Because the question then becomes by week 10, if we're not kicking butt, right? If we're not whooping everybody, we're not undefeated, we're not feeling great about our situation. Now it looks like, man, what are y'all doing? Why would you take this guy number 1 overall if you were going to play Kirk Cousins this whole time? We could have drafted a running back. We could have drafted a wide receiver. We could have drafted a pass rush. We could have drafted a linebacker, a safety, anything. So I think that that's the negative side to if Kirk Cousins does play like he's capable of playing.
Kirk Cousins Renaissance season loading. Is that what I'm hearing?
When he's healthy, when is he not?
I will say this: 2 years after the Achilles,
going to do.
I just don't think he has the mobility anymore with Cousins. I think he
just remember this. Just remember this though. Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets. A lot of people had very similar things to say. You saw him this past year.
Yeah.
It was 2 years removed. The further you get removed from the Achilles, we've seen that a little bit.
And say what you want about the Steelers' offense and the lack of explosiveness, I still do think that was a better situation than what he had with the Jets. And so now Cousins moving from Atlanta to the Raiders. We'll see.
I'm
going
to say this too, though. Like, you build your teams to compete in the division. Drafting Mendoza doesn't make them any better in that division. Respectfully.
No, I mean,
I'm just keeping it real.
Like that. God,
I'm just keeping it real. He's not better than Mahomes. I mean, obviously. He's not better than Bo Nix.
Broncos, yeah.
Hold on. We just defended it. All right, fair enough. Would you prefer him over, what's his name, Justin Herbert?
Chargers, yeah.
No.
So you see what I'm saying?
I was trying to debate the Bo Nix part, but then I was kind of like, I think I do prefer Bo.
I mean, he got his team where they were trying to go. And the other problem
hang on, with Herbert too, Harbaugh's his coach now, and then we can make jokes all about Mike McDaniel as a head coach, and if he lost the team, they still played hard. I am going to say this definitively. You do not suck as a coach if you can coach a team and you can score 70 points in any game, let alone an NFL game. And when you can do that and your quarterback is Tua, what can you do when you have other better quarterback talent?
Fair.
So Mike McDaniel going to the Chargers, that's a move I really, really like this offseason. I really do.
All I'm saying is, if I was on that team in that drafting room and you said to me, yeah, Mendoza, how does he make us better than any of its other teams, the quarterback? First of all, he doesn't. Period.
Not for 2026, but
not for 2026.
You got to develop.
But my other thing is again, I don't know who they're talking to, what they're talking to. They need that defense needs some help. And the only way you can also combat the other quarterbacks in your league is to beef up your defense and have your defense be better so that you can compete. Now, I think they're going to draft Mendoza, but when I look at it, I'm just kind of like, if they didn't, I would be like, all right, go get a good defensive tackle. Like, go get something that I feel like is going to like help your team immediately. I don't know. I get why they got Cousins, but I think getting Cousins makes this a little weird for me.
I see. For me, it's like learn from a veteran.
Learn
from a
that's
veteran.
Fair. Look at
that
way too.
I mean, that's how they're approaching it.
Yeah.
But does that mean he's going to start? That Mendoza will start?
So the mindset when it's the whole learn from the veteran is that the veteran should either, number one, he's going to look perfect the whole time. Number two, he's going to naturally fall off play wise, and then it easily becomes a transition. And you pray or you hope that happens late in the year after week 10. Yeah. That's always the goal. If I get to week 10, then you start looking a little janky, cool. It's not as weird. If you start doing this in week 3, week 5, week 7, now I got to, put them out there a little bit more prematurely. So that's kind of the thought process with it. But I'm with Mark. I do feel like the reason why you bring in Kirk Cousins and even structure his contract the way that they structured it with the guarantees is to have flexibility, is to have him be the quote unquote mentor, while also Kirk Cousins gets compensated at a level that he feels he deserves. Because once again, regardless of how we feel about Kirk Cousins, his track record, his level of production at this level shows that that's why his market is what it is and why he's received the compensation that he's received. So for me, my only hesitancy with this big picture is I believe that Kirk Cousins, when healthy, I've seen him cook in Minnesota. I've seen him cook in Washington. The only time I haven't seen him cook was when he's been hurt. So if I'm getting the version that I believe will be healthy, I don't think Mendoza beats him out, because to me, he is the best version of what Mendoza is going to ultimately try to develop into. So that's why I think it does become a little bit more of, the monkey wrench, because of the fact that, if there isn't a clear window where this guy is going to actually beat him out, or this guy isn't going to open the door for this move, is he just going to be sitting here for the next year? Is he going to be sitting for 2 years? Like, those are the questions that I have.
It's another lesson learned. And that's 4 things that you should take away from today's episode. Go to school, kids. NFL coaches don't matter. Aspire to be a Thundercat. And if you are a sports agent, study Kirk Cousins' contract and the amount of money he is made as an NFL quarterback. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dropping knowledge here today on the Arthur Moats Experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, you think Kirk agent fire? I mean, you think about how people will speak of Tua Tagovailoa. Now, granted, Tua has had production at this level, but look at the money Tua has made also.
That's real. That's real.
It's like, man, as much as I love when we get on Tua, I'm like, all right, it's a lot of quarterbacks that we don't joke on that have not seen 10% of what Tua has made, man. So it's just, you know, when you're in that spotlight, man. But that's why I look at Kirk and I'm like, man, Kirk has lived this. Kirk has done this for a while. And you didn't bring him in here for $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
I just
my
think
only.
it's I think it's like the stopgap bridge, however long he can last. I don't think it's there. We'll see if it can come back, because here's the thing: we can mention Rodgers and say, well, Brady did it. Those are both Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins is not a Hall of Fame quarterback. So a lot of quarterbacks, it's like LeBron does this too, where it's like, oh, 40's the new 35. We're good. It's fine. Let's just keep this rolling. Those guys are the exception and not the norms, in my opinion.
Now, Mark, you know, I'm with you 100%. My only rebuttal is, how many quarterbacks have we seen not even be able to do what rookie level contract Kirk Cousins did? The 4th round version Kirk Cousins and Washington Kirk Cousins.
Why does that matter? Because for where he's at in his
the only reason
career
I say
now.
the only reason I bring it up is just like, man, we will look at Cousins, we'll look at certain dudes who've had these long careers but didn't elevate to Brady level, right? Didn't elevate to Rodgers level. And it's almost as if, hey, man, you're less than, you're not good enough. But we're going to look on the front end of optimism surrounding Mendoza or any quarterback that's going to be drafted this year, last year, and next year with a level of optimism that is so much higher. And none of these dudes have accomplished also what Kirk Cousins has accomplished just yet.
I got you.
Even team-wise, let alone contract, just the team is like, hey, man, the goal of the quarterback, man, you need to be able to take your team to the post. It's like, this dude has done that. Heck, I even seen him beat a Drew Brees on the road in New Orleans. We've seen that also. But we will act as if this dude is a glorified practice squad player for the sake of it being Kirk Cousins.
And
I'm listening to that, and I'm trying to figure out how we just gonna have that level of, you know, about Cousins. But hey, Mendoza or anything that's coming out, it's like this optimism. It's like, well, we speaking pop. I'm like, I don't agree with that, because it's not a foregone conclusion just because you're a draft pick or first round or any level that you're actually gonna play good. We saw that once again with our own first round quarterback that we went with.
Arthur, we got to put Arthur Moats to body 52.
Y'all know how I feel about these quarterbacks, man. I
Kirk
really
Cousins
like
truther. Kirk Cousins truther in the social media bio.
And, he's better on the top.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you go ahead. No, I was going to say he's at least in the top 50% versus being in the bottom. A lot of these quarterbacks are in the bottom 50%.
That's fair.
So, and to say that we're going to have a guy come out of college that's just going to come in and immediately be him immediately, I don't know. I don't know. I will be honest though and say part of my bias to this is I think sometimes we do way too much with these quarterbacks. Like I would prefer a Kirk Cousins and give me a pass rusher or something else in this spot than me to spend that first round draft pick on a quarterback I don't know. And I know there's no sure things. I just think I'm going to go on record and say I think it's a huge reach, but it wouldn't be shocking if they got Mendoza at all, because I think everybody just expects them to do that. I just think it's a reach, and they better hope it pays off.
Well, this is the thing. It is a reach to a degree.
I don't know if they're going to be in a position in future years where if Cousins is even if he's even decent for what we're talking about, the Raiders might not be in a position to be able to do this again. And they thought it was going to be Geno coming over from Seattle. Clearly that didn't work out. Pete Carroll would still be employed if it did. So for me, it's like if you're in a position to be able to make a move like this now, And really, this is the shame of the Max Crosby deal not going through from Las Vegas' standpoint, because TaNeisha, to your point, yeah, they do need a lot of other help to reach the other teams in their division. They almost had 2 other first-round draft picks if that deal goes through.
Yeah.
And the thing, too, is this.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was going to say, that's why I think it's still an option for them to give up that first pick, for somebody to come up and get that pick and then go back a little bit and turn this into something else. But I think they're hell bent on Mendoza, which is fine. But it would be a no for me. But go ahead.
And the reason I would say is this, man, in terms of just the reason of why they're more than likely will take that chance on Mendoza and make that reach. The position is weighted way too heavily compared to any of these other spots. Yep. And that's why I said, man, you would rather take a B+ at quarterback or a B at quarterback than the A+ at middle linebacker, the A+ at right. It's like, I need this guy because he touches the football every single play that we're on offense. And if he is my weak link, if he makes the mistake, man, it kills everything. So I have to just keep trying. I have to try to find that person. And even though Geno was never viewed as the Sam Darnold, right, of last year's free agency, he still was a part of that, man. We've seen Sam Darnold on his whatever, team it was when he went up to Minnesota. It was like, yo, man, he looked good, man. Give him a chance. We had saw a Geno, right? They wrote me off. I ain't right back. To the point where he got paid up there, right? And it was like, oh, man, you even got your Pro Bowl all of a sudden, man. Maybe you can give us some stability here. But it didn't work out, right? So now it's like, man, are you comfortable with, man, I signed Kirk Cousins and I feel good about Kirk, but do I feel like that can justify not taking what is viewed as the number 1 quarterback in this class when you have that option? I think that's the tough decision with it, because if you are wrong, regardless if Mendoza ever plays and develops into a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins, if you don't take quarterback number 1 overall, and you're going with Kirk Cousins, and this thing still bellies up, this thing still doesn't produce, you're getting fired.
That's fair.
You're going to get fired. And I think that's the hardest part.
Who did they hire?
He just can't. Oh, my goodness. I'm drawing a blank.
Who was the Raiders?
Not from Baltimore. Oh, my gosh.
Coach. I can't
Carroll's
remember.
gone. Hang on. It's,
my gosh.
Kubiak.
There we go. I was about to say.
Okay.
I said Baltimore. I'm tripping.
I couldn't figure out who their coach was. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know. I will be interested.
First year head coach, how long do you have?
If these 5 picks last.
TaNeisha, first year head coach, how long do you have?
Well, I mean, it depends on what organization you're at.
You're in Vegas with the Raiders. They just fired Pete Carroll, right? Before Pete, they fired they did like the double fire when it was like Antonio Pearson before, like, because he was like the intern, and then before that was the other dude. So it's like, how long do you have realistically?
I think if they come to a decision and it's not really his decision to draft somebody else and it's not Mendoza, I think it's different. But I think if he goes in there and this is his choice and his choice fails, I think it's different. That's just what I think.
Over or under 3 years though. That's all I'm asking.
Oh, probably under. It's just, I just feel like in that division, I don't know. I just could see them giving him excuses because he's arguing. Yeah, I could see. I'm gonna say under because most of them only have 3, but God, what a division, man. Oof.
Yeah.
No,
but
thank
the
you.
turnover is real, and he's on the team right now that has the most turnover of the past couple of years. You're like,
I know. That's all I'm like, oh, yeah.
Hey, bro.
You got to take the
because they're
job
gonna be
when it's
looking at
offered,
Denver.
but...
They're gonna look at Denver and they're gonna say, "Man, Denver looks stable. Denver coach, Denver quarterback, Denver defense." They're gonna look at the Chargers and say, "Hey, man, Chargers coach, Chargers quarterback as a whole. You just feel good about the situation." We know it's over. We know what the other one is. We ain't worried about that.
I just can't wait for Fernando Mendoza's face to be on the marquee outside of Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. You fly into the city of sin, and you just are agreed to meet that as your
the most
quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, Fernando Mendoza.
It feels so good though. It's like, hey guys, don't go to gamble. We'll go to the church, man. Go get your Bible study in here, man. Go volunteer at your local soup kitchen. All right, that's what I see when I see Fernando Mendoza. It's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah,
it is a good thing.
Yeah.
If that's like the biggest criticism I have of him as a person, I'm not talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think as a human, he's probably fantastic. I think,
Yeah,
he seems like it.
Now, my only pushback is this, though. Y'all know how it is when y'all too good of a guy. I've seen people hate Russell Wilson and hate Tim Tebow because they're just nice guys. Because they always say the right things, man. All right. So go ahead. What you got?
Well, I'll say this. I'll hop in here. That unless you are winning at a high level,
Facts.
There we
at
go.
what point does that ring hollow?
No. So once again, though, it goes back to the winning there. So Mendoza is fine as long as he wins. That's all I'm saying. Because the whole, hey man, you're a good dude. Keep being good. You can be good. No, they don't like good guys. No, you better build a ball.
Well,
you know this.
They like good guys as long as you're mediocre like them. Now, if you're a good guy and you're not mediocre, now we got a problem. I always say mediocre people cannot stand overachievers. Like that is why Bill Belichick is not in the Hall of Fame right now. We got a bunch of mediocre people that have decided that he's not good enough to be there, which is insane for a multitude
it's because
of
he's
reasons.
not nice when he speaks to us, TaNeisha. Okay, when he
That
walks in with that cut off hoodie and he looks like he got like battery acid in the back of his throat. Why am I here? He's like, yo, bro, man, just
all he does is
need
win.
a hug, man. Yeah,
and that is now the fifth lesson we've learned on today's episode. Go to school, kids. NFL coaches don't matter. Aspire to be a Thundercat. Study to be Kirk Cousins' agent and the deal that he got. And number 5, mediocre people do not like overachievers. I'm keeping tabs here at home, everybody.
They don't. And like, I mean, that's why that saying happens. It's like, you're never going to be criticized by somebody doing more than you because they get it. They get it. Yep. It's always the people who aren't doing anything that are looking at you like, why are you doing so much? Why are you so busy? Why are you so tired? And you're like, what are you actually doing in life, period? Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, that's how I feel about that, obviously.
No, that's real. That's real. And then look, shout out to old Kirk Cousins, man. And shout out to Fernando Mendoza. Only he can have us in here talking 30 minutes on this, man. I love it, man. I love it.
And I think TaNeisha is spot on, too, because to me, this draft starts to get really weird at number 4 with the Titans. And it's like, because they could go in any number of directions. Like, first 3, if the first 3 stay in order, I at least understand the priorities if those first 3 teams stay where they're at in their respective draft position. At 4 with Tennessee, it's like that's to where you could tell me they could do any number of things. It'd be like, yep, that makes sense, just given where they're at as a franchise right now.
Yeah.
So both of y'all have said it now within the past 20, 30 minutes, man, about, man, does it stay as is, right? That top 5, man, is there any type of movement? But then I also heard where TaNeisha, you kept referencing pass rushers, right? Man, pass rushers, man, they need a pass rusher. Who needs pass rushers? Everybody needs pass rushers, right? And it's had me thinking about a team that kind of has like some extra pass rushers. Like, yo, man, we can, like, bro, they got a lot of pass rushers over here, man. Some young pass rushers too, man. Some really good pass rushers, man. Is there a scenario where you could see any movement on the black and gold side in terms of linebackers, outside linebackers, young pass rushers? We obviously have a Alex Heisman, we have a Nick Herbig. We are literally getting closer and closer to this draft, and this is where this type of stuff could happen, man. Any thoughts on that?
There's definitely an option
with 12 picks. I would hope so,
and I would hope I hope we keep 21 though. If they do that, that's fine. I just hope they keep 21.
For
I don't know how they could move it.
For me, I'm like, the bastardization of this argument, Arthur, goes back to the playoff success and whether that's like actually an individual metric, because there's fans out there that says, well, TJ Watt and $40 million a year and coming off a year with the punctured lung injury and only 7 sacks and he doesn't have any playoff wins, and Cam Hayward, the same thing. If they're such great players, where's the playoff success? To me, they've got a bunch of edge rushers. They have 12 draft picks. What can you do to position yourself to make yourself a lot better? And to me, that involves getting more prolific, more dynamic on offense. That's also what Mike McCarthy's calling card is. So that's something that I should have confidence in going into next year. But I would like to get some more talent other than just DK Metcalf and Pittman and Dowdle. Go get more playmakers. Like it's like and I'll say this too, and we've talked about this quite a bit. with Broderick Jones' uncertainty, with coming off a neck injury, if he's going to be ready to roll, if you need to go get a left tackle and to make sure that that's good, for me, that's not even a 2026 issue. That is a position where you have to have full stop for 2027 beyond for whoever that future quarterback is as well. You have to make sure that is solid, just rock solid. You have to make sure left tackle is good if you're Pittsburgh. So to answer your question, Arthur, yes.
Yeah, I just want them to do
make
something.
a move, but what that
And
move
some
is, I'm not
playmakers.
exactly sure. It's like that's where you got to get on the phone and call some other franchises, call some other GMs across the league to help. And I want it to be a move for Pittsburgh of something that's not just going to help, like have it be twofold of, okay, can you appease to Rodgers to say this will help us in 2026, win in 2026, but also something that helps position your team for future seasons. That's the type of move I'm talking about.
Now, how long are you waiting on this appeasing Rodgers decision? Since
Well,
I mean, just
so I'm glad you brought this up. I was reading in advance of today's show that Art Rooney II is quoted as saying publicly that they expect a decision before the draft. So I'm hoping before the next time we talk in advance of the draft that we have that answer. Hope's not always a strategy, but again, if the Steelers, I am taking Art Rooney II at his word, and if you go into the draft to where you don't draft a quarterback, hopefully it's a wink type thing. I know McCarthy at the meetings that they had the other week as well told reporters that he's been in regular contact with Rodgers as well. So I do not want to go into the season where, say, Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, mano a mano for a quarterback battle. And so just make sure that you get that figured out with Aaron.
I can dig
I'm
that,
getting
man.
triggered. I'm getting triggered.
No, we've had this conversation so many times.
Yeah, we good, man.
And honestly,
we good.
what I would say to anyone watching or listening is go back and watch our previous episodes because we've talked about this ad nauseum.
I'm like,
yeah.
I thought you were going to say go to Arizona, Mark, if you're bored out there, man. Heard some nice sports stuff, man. Yeah, that's what I was trying.
Why
That's what I thought you were saying, man.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Never mind. We good, man. I ain't tripping if y'all ain't tripping. No, we good, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I know. I was just looking up David Bailey while y'all were having. It's just a no for me. God, I'm harsh on these guys. Let me just stop. I don't know. Like, there's some guys. The
TaNeisha,
interesting thing about the
I
draft.
feel like you do it backwards. You're doing it wrong. You're trying to dissect to figure out why you don't. No. You got to treat it as if this is your team and why you would want somebody. So who would you want? Anybody can say, well, we don't want him. Yeah. Who do you? Yeah. And not the Sonny because he's not available. No. For you, whenever we do it, so I would say Sonny, but he ain't available. So who would you?
Hang on. I do want TaNeisha TaNeisha, I do want you to answer this, but this reminds me of you've both seen the movie Draft Day, Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TaNeisha, how you are with Sonny Styles is like how they are with Vontae Mack. Vontae Mack, no matter what, is how you are with Sonny Styles.
That's the way she was.
Yes. And the reason why is because the way I watch football is I make players make me a believer. Like, I don't care what your name is. Your name can be John Doe the Third. And until you make me trust you and make me believe in you, I just don't. Like, I don't care what your name is. I don't care your measurables. I don't care your height. When I'm watching you play, if I'm watching you and you're giving me nothing, like, I don't really feel it. I just don't feel it. That's just, I'm just like, eh. And I feel like there's some players in this draft right now that, because they might be fast or they're measurables or whatever. And I'm like, but did y'all watch them play? Or do we forget about when they played? Because it was so far.
Downs. That's why I like
because
Downs.
It was so far. Right. He's a playmaker.
Yes.
Right? Like, when you watch him, he makes plays consistently. You see the plays being made. Yeah. And when I'm watching certain guys, even when I watch Ruben Bain, Ruben Bain, I watch him make plays. Like, I'm watching him actually attack whoever's in front of him and go attack the next guy. Like, and so when I'm thinking about some of these players, I'm just kind of like, maybe I'm missing it. That's why I'm excited for the draft, because I want to see who actually gets drafted, where they actually go, and what people are actually thinking and feeling. Because I feel like the best way, because I feel like sometimes like we as fans on the outside, we're not in the meetings. We don't know how they're talking when they're going to campus. We don't know how they're showing up. We don't know, those other things that sometimes deters people from taking guys. And there's a couple of guys where I'm just kind of like, I just want to see it. I make me a believer. Like, make me see you on the field.
Who else do you like this? You mentioned
that's my only thing. Yeah, because I'm like, TaNeisha, I love the mindset. I love like even how you're explaining it. So I'm just like, okay, well, what was the conclusion of that though? Because if you are Vegas, if you are the Jets, right? If you are the Cardinals, and you're not trading out, right? You can't trade out. But you feel like, hey, man, Fernando Mendoza, that's a waste, man. I don't want to take that one. Man, this one right here, that's a waste. I don't want to take that one. David Bailey, right? Cool. Who would you be taking then is what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I want to know, yeah.
So if I was the Raiders and I couldn't get a good offer for the first round draft pick, I'm taking Mendoza. That's fine with me. I would do it. I just think that once I do that, now I have to look at my other options as the draft goes on. So that's my only concern, just because I don't know. He is going to be one thing that solves one thing on my team when my team has 35 other things going kind of rogue. And so but again, I'm on board if we all get in a room and everyone's like, hey, it's Mendoza, I'm going to be like, great, it's Mendoza. Let's go. Let's ride. That's who we got. Perfect. Where it gets interesting for me is when I'm looking at like the Jets and the Cardinals and the Titans, because if let's just give Mendoza to the Raiders, that's fine with me. I don't care. Cool. When we get to the Jets, now I'm like, okay, this is an interesting dynamic because you have Geno, which is fine. You did a little bit of investing with your offensive line last year, but then you kind of had a fire sale right in the middle of the season last year. So you really got rid of everybody. I mean, you got rid of your corners, your defensive end. Like you literally had a fire sale.
Yep.
Right. So now I'm wondering, and then I have a defensive coach. So what does that build look like? I don't even know. So are they going defense? Historically, they don't go defense. Is this the year they change that? So that's where, to me, it gets a little tricky. And because I'm not in those rooms, it's like, is that what we want to do? Or do we want to protect Geno and make sure Geno's good and make sure Geno has a weapon? Because going receiver might not be a terrible thing for them because, again, they had the fire sale. So I guess my point is like, when y'all had the fire sale, what was the plan? Like, you said we're going to get rid of all of our guys we have to pay a lot of money to. Great. So what was y'all's plan after y'all did that? Like, what are those conversations? So now are we working back to build back our offense? Are we working back to build back our defense? Like, what are we doing? And then the Jets have a second pick later. So that's where I just start to ask the questions of like, how are we working to build this?
Now, TaNeisha, that's cute and all, but you still ain't answered the question.
Because I don't know the answer.
You are no.
Because
we don't care about what I don't care about what the Jets want to do or how they think. You are the owner of the Jets.
If I was the Jets, if I was the Jets knowing absolutely nothing about anything, and I never make decisions in life like this, that's why I'm not answering. If I did, for some reason, step outside of that and answer a question I would never answer in real life, I would take a receiver. Because I think a receiver helps me compete in that division in the AFC or wherever they're at in the AFC. I would take a receiver. Knowing nothing, knowing that I have a quarterback, knowing that I spent last year building my offensive line, knowing that this league, you have to score points. They couldn't score points. And then at 14, I would take a pass rusher. I would see who was available and do a pass rusher there. That's what I would do. If I was the Cardinals, I think I would consider a quarterback. And then if not, I would consider a pass rusher.
Oh, that's
what I would do.
Say his name. Say Tyson. Say his name.
I'm not saying that name ever. And then if I was the Titans, I would go get a pass rusher. I would 100% go get a pass rusher out of the Titans. I would leave the running backs alone. And then the Giants to me is the most interesting because the Giants at 5. I kind of like their little team they kind of got going on. Like they have their quarterback, they have their red. Like,
little team, TaNeisha. Why you gotta say their little team? Don't do it like that, man.
I just like their little team.
Cute little quarterback over there, cute little running back. Oh, you cute little guys.
Yeah, they're a cute little team. I like the little Giants. But then that's where the guy, what's his name, that wants to be traded. So that's why I'm like, is that a good trade? Something
Sexy,
happening
Dexy,
at 5. Yeah. So anyways, those would be how I would go with this. But the Giants get interesting for me because are they actually going to trade him or are they just going to shut him up? Like, what are they going to do with that? Because if they trade him, that gets really interesting on draft day. Sign me up for that, by the way. If they trade him, that makes this interesting. So that's what I would do.
See, I would say
5.
that, TaNeisha, but I do not want him in the division. Keep him out of the AFC North division. Just please don't want to go up against him twice a year.
Because depending on where he goes, he makes some team very stout. So,
and he has a really nice dance. I like it.
And he does a really nice dance.
Look at that.
See,
anyways, that's what I would do
there's going
with
to be
no
a run
information.
on edge rushers pretty early between Bailey, Reese, and Bain. And
You think they're going to set the tone? The edge rushers?
Yeah.
I see
and I
it.
think that there's depth in this draft at that position, but
I think them and
those are your
linebackers.
top 3 prospects off the edge, and it goes from there. So I think that they're going to go early, in my opinion.
Would you play Reese at pass rusher?
I mean, depends
Honestly,
on the
I think
fit,
that-
but yeah, I think he'll go to 2 to the Jets, and then the Jets just need all the help that they can get. And I look at it from the standpoint of like, okay, can the pass rush help generate, get after quarterbacks? And again, for a defense that will have 6 new starters defensively and a defense a season ago that didn't generate any interceptions. Like TaNeisha, we had as many interceptions as anyone on the Jets last year. Arthur, you
The Jets need to call the Giants.
That's real, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The Jets
I'm
need
a
to call the
washed old
Giants
guy,
ASAP.
so you know it's bad, man. Yeah.
Yeah. The Jets need to call the Giants.
No.
Go get them. Anyways.
I don't know how
like
Pittsburgh gets into the mix, but I also look at Pittsburgh's standpoint of Watt's deal is not that tradable. Sawyer's still on a rookie deal. Herbig's on the final year of his rookie deal, and then Highsmith makes a decent
Why is
salary.
Watt still not tradable? You don't think anybody will pay 40?
I mean, just off a down year.
Yeah.
If this was
Yeah.
a year ago, yeah. But
Yeah.
down year, nah. And you want to
And-
maximize what you're going to get, too.
Yep.
Because that's the
And
other thing.
if-
Like, you could make a trade, but you're not going to get the best part of the trade right now just because market's low. That's all.
Because Crosby was a little bit younger, too. I mean, we see how much edge rushers are valued at with some of the contracts this past offseason. But I don't think that you could get 2 first-round picks for him.
Right.
I just don't think that you could get enough back for him that would warrant a trade.
Because the team would definitely trade for him, man. But we're not settling for thirds and mid-level seconds. It's like, yo, this TJ Watt, we would want the most you could get back. And it's based off of the year you
I
just
would
had.
hope
It's
you
like,
could get at least a first-round pick back.
That's
but I'll be honest with you, I don't know if teams would be lining up to do that. And you'd want multiple picks, too. You'd want multiple picks, too.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, I don't think that you could trade him this season. It would have to be, man, you play and get back to looking TJ of
And I want to say
vintage
this.
type.
I'll go glass half full here. I'll go glass half full Yinzer here. Redemption season for TJ Watt. A lot of people are down on him, but have some faith that he'll be able to redeem himself some this coming season.
I mean, we penalize him for the lungs as if he punctured his own lung.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that, right? TaNeisha, when you brought it up, it's like, man, can he stay healthy? He missed time this year, lungs. And it's like, Jay, go.
When did that happen? What week was
That
that?
happened later in the season. It was on the back half, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because he did miss the
It was like week 10-ish, 12-ish, I thought, like at that time frame.
Yeah.
But he
I don't
came
know.
back.
Yeah.
Was it either last game or postseason? I know he was definitely there for the postseason, but that was like a whole thing. Yeah. But it's like, man, you get hurt in treatment. You're getting hurt trying to keep your body healthy. But it's like, man, that's a negative because we don't care how you got hurt. We just know that you're not out there, right? And that's what this level is. That's what we say you don't see comfort. You go out there, nobody cares about it.
Her big contract season loading. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. It's going to be great. That's going to be fun to watch. Keep him on the field. Like, please, just find ways to get him snaps because when he's played, I mean, oh, man.
When he's played.
He's going to get paid by somebody. I promise both of you.
I like it, man. I like it. Well, that's pass rushers, man. And if you show that you can play it at this level, man, yes, you should get taken care of, man, and compensated handsomely just because the difficulty of it and the weight that it has. That's why TJ gets $40 million, right?
Right.
He has over
100%.
100 career sacks. It's like, yeah, man,
100%.
you don't just find those guys. Heck, man, if Herbig develops to get 80 sacks, it's like, bro, you've had a heck of a career. You're James Harrison, right?
And I mean,
Like,
you have 16.5. So I'm just saying, like, I'm just letting everybody know. I'm just letting everybody know that you played in the NFL and you have 16.5 sacks. I'm just,
and you know, I'm all with that because when Mark was talking about how you get paid, we always say for every sack, just run an M up, baby. I used to
Love it.
I love it. There's certain numbers you say, I'm like, yo, I don't triple that one. All right, I like that won a lot. All right.
I love that.
But
I love
Herbig for sure is going to set himself up, though, man, 1,000%, because you've seen the development, you've seen the growth, and he's staying out of trouble. That's the other part of it, right? Stay out of trouble, stay healthy, play your role. But I don't know if that's the one that if I'm Pittsburgh, is that the one that you're trying to move? Like, I don't know if that's the one I'm trying to move, Emma.
Herbig?
Yeah.
No, because of his contract. No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to throw that one out there. If anything, I'm looking.
It's got to be Highsmith. It's either Highsmith or Watt.
Yeah.
Depending on what you could get back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's to me, it's purely the contracts. Because Herbig and Sawyer are still on the rookie deals. Herbig in a contract season, like, no, do not deprive me of that. That's something where it's like, it's almost like in other sports where it's like, oh, this guy's going to drop 30 pieces in hoops regularly. Or, like this dude's going to, like, this guy's going to hit 40 home runs this year. Herbig, like, think about this. Like, if he's even in a reserve role to get to double-digit sacks, he's going to be playing out of his mind this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as he stays healthy. Knock on wood.
Stay healthy and still stay within the defense, baby. All right.
Yeah.
Stay within the defense. Because I see how y'all be talking about my inside linebackers on the run plays. And I'm like, hey, bro, we trying to get sacks, man. All right. Y'all gonna stop killing my linebackers.
What was TaNeisha's group chat idea? Because that was pretty much mine from the draft.
Yeah.
No, what's your half baked? No, I was just like,
okay,
I didn't.
We can go to half
oh, she goes in. All right.
We can go to the
Let's
half
go.
bakes.
So shout out to TaNeisha. All right, just the doctor, man. The doctor, she got a great bedside man, and which I call that bedside man.
I am the person in the group chat that is sending gifts. I'm sending the little guys. Either it's gonna be a dancing one or something so random. That is my contribution to the chat.
My half baked today is coming off my Chicago heater of a weekend, back-to-back Chicago Cubs games, going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh won both games. I went to. Cubs went on a walk-off today here on Sunday at the time of this recording.
Tough.
However, it is Masters Sunday, and I get back after an early morning of travel, and I get what is a glorious nap. And so it's like, if I am power ranking the sporting events that you can nap to, I'm going to be honest with both of you. I think Masters Sunday is at the top of the list. And I have rankings, but the rest of the bracket is inferior to Masters Sunday nap. It's the best.
Is it due to how peaceful it is? Like, they got the little piano playing in the background. And then you got the beautiful grass. Everything is green and white. It's nice.
You get the wonderful narration of Jim Nantz in the background and just the perfect.
Jim put you to sleep, man.
To be honest, all the other sports are too aggressive. Like baseball, maybe.
That's on the list. I could go through the rest of my list.
I want to hear the rest of the list.
But not
at
game 7. Not a game 7 with baseball, because I get anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So playoff baseball. All right. Okay.
No, well,
I don't know about if it's not a deciding game. I think I could sleep. But if it's like a deciding game, those I get stressed. Every pitch, I'm like, okay, all right, we're okay.
The rest of the list, Thanksgiving Day is always wonderful. You've had a belly full of turkey, and I think there's a science behind that as well. When you take a nice nap on the couch.
You said you sleep through that Lions and whoever they playing game, Lions and Packers game. That's the way you got to catch the nap or cook it.
It's the best.
Okay. So are you going top of the list or bottom of the list? How are you working this?
Honestly, for me, Master Sundays at the top of the list, and then the rest is number 2, 3, 4 in some order.
Okay.
NFL draft day 3 is up there because, like, by that point we're so hyped with the first round, who falls to the second round. By the time it gets to the third round, it's like, okay. But then day 3, rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7 are also faster. And then it's like, it's coming back from commercial break. Maybe you go get your snacks over in the cabinet. And it's like 4 picks later. And it's like, wait a second. I thought my team was up next, and they just keep it moving because the clock isn't as long as the first few rounds. That's a pretty good one. Rainy MLB summer day, like, so it's like raining outside. You just throw baseball in the background.
One.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a good one.
I would say
Baseball is
that.
what it was. That's great.
Wait, you said what?
I was laughing at baseball getting these shots real quick from St. Diego. Getting on baseball a little bit. Like, I see
It's
it.
like, what is it? Game 30 through 45? Like, I mean, come on, bro.
It's a lot of games. A lot of games.
162 games. Yeah.
A lot of games.
Like, what are we doing? Okay.
The NFL Combine, I think, is up there too because the stadiums, they've finally started to allow some fans into the lower bowl of the stadium in Indy. But that's a good one to nap too as well. I would say sometimes Olympics, sometimes the Saturday before Selection Sunday with a lot of the conference tournaments on. I would put Masters Saturday on there. Underrated.
No, I'll give you that one.
Underrated. And then the only other one, too, the January 1st bowl games as well are always pretty good. So that always includes the Rose Bowl. You can finally come out of your hibernation by the time the Rose Bowl comes on and you see the beautiful mountains out in Pasadena, California.
The beautiful
I'll
roses.
say this, Mark. I love your level of like, yo, when you ready to get your nap in, you gonna get your nap in. I'm just listening to all these things you're naming. I'm like, yo, it's impossible. I have literally stayed up at like 3 a.m. watching tennis at one point, bro. And it's not even.
But
like
are you a napper?
I mean, I could nap, yeah. I could definitely nap,
okay.
yeah. But it's just like, yo, if it's the sport, like, I'm in it, man. I'll be watching D3 baseball, all right? On random days, it's like, yo, man, the game is on. I got a link. I'm tapped in. Oh, it's D2. You got a link? All right, bro, I'm watching. I'm tapped in.
Yeah.
Man, is OT7? Y'all got this 707? They talking. All right, bro. I know. I don't really like it. It's AAU football. I don't like what it does for the like football as a whole. But yeah, bro, I'm watching. It's on NFL Network at 1 o'clock when I random like they be UFL games. Hey, shout out to the UFL.
Yeah, I was watching today at the gym. I was watching today at the gym.
In. All right, like there's something about like if it's a sport. They can be playing bocce out there, and I'm just like, all right, bro, let me see how y'all tweak this thing, bro.
Arthur,
let me see, is you nice or not? I don't even know how to play this, but is you nice? Like, I want to go
I'm gonna judge you.
Arthur, I'll teach you my technique is you got to get a nice, soft, comfortable blanket and just wrap it around your head. Use what I call the shepherd boy technique, and my OGs know what I'm talking about here. And you wrap it around your head.
You call it shepherd boy. I love it. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I love it.
Wrap the blanket around
love
your
it.
head?
Yes.
Like you in a manger. Just get your piece of it. I love it. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark for that one, man.
I am very relaxed, very refreshed. And I needed
See,
that
say
today.
I get in the cocoon.
I needed that today.
I'm a cocoon. That's how I label mine.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to
naps,
nap
though.
on any final anything. Like, so if it's like the Masters,
both of you are doing
you're
it
right,
wrong
though.
for
It
Masters.
is quieter. It is a great environment. But especially if people are close, I'm like all in it. Now, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, like I don't care. But when it's like time to see who's going to win, I don't know if I could sleep. Because I always do that like fake sleep where I'm like laying down and my eyes are closed, but I'm actually listening to everything that's being said. So yeah, I'm a napper, but I can nap anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter. If it's time for me to take a nap, I gotta take a nap.
I can respect that. And I will say this too: the golf convo. I think for me specifically, 5 years ago, way different convo. Way different. I would not have any care. I like golf now, man. Like I'm a golfer. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro. I'll be tapping those. Once again, y'all holler about the Masters. I'm like, there is nothing boring about the Masters. I turned the Masters on all weekend. Like, that was great TV. I'm the one that'll watch that random one that's gonna be 2 weeks from here, like that nobody's even talking about. There's gonna be like, where are they even playing this game at? And why is it? It's not even on. It's on like FS1. Like
right.
I'll be that guy, and it won't be like the main dudes. It'll be like the second tier guys. All right, and I'll still be like, they're like, come on, man. I like your shoes.
I'm like that with horse racing.
Like
I'm like that with watching
the Derby's great.
I just
watch.
The
Derby's great.
But like all the events that lead up to that let you know who's going to be able to go to the Derby is super fascinating for me.
What I want to
I'm
know
just-
in the comments from people listening and watching this, let us know what your favorite sporting events are to nap to. Drop that in the chat for us. I'm sure
the
we're
culture.
missing
Hey,
several.
look, some people will say a Steelers game Sunday 1 o'clock with Coach T. Be like, hey, bro, I can fall asleep. This is terrible, bro.
That's true.
What am I watching right now? All right? So I'm just saying, man, that you never know. All right? I know y'all
Have
gonna
I
have something
ever
good. Give us
wanted
some
to
good.
fall asleep during a Steelers game? I don't know. I'm sure.
Some
I'm
people-
sure there's been a game where I've been so
Some
annoyed.
people wanted to fall
where I
asleep
was
and
like,
never wake up again watching a Steelers game.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
The only reason I say and look,
Okay.
I know y'all are the perfect fans that never get overworked up, but unfortunately, I've dealt with the YouTube world and the in-person fan world and the tailgating world. I've actually was boots on the ground for multiple years since retirement. Yeah. It's actually
I will
a good amount
say-
of those folks. Yep.
There was a Cleveland Browns game. I think we had like 5 or 6 turnovers. I think the game was rainy.
Yeah.
But I think I was in Oklahoma because I just watched like Oklahoma and Oklahoma State play or something. It was like something random and it was rainy where we were at. The game was sloppy. And I remember thinking, I just have to go to sleep because this game is stressing me out. Like, what is going on? I don't remember how long ago that was. I just remember we could not hold on to the football. I don't even know what year that was. It was just like
She said,
turnover.
I'm stressed. I just gotta
turnover,
sleep.
turnover.
Let me sleep.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm like,
stressed.
let me just sleep. Maybe when they
It'll
come
be
back
better
in
when
the
I wake
fourth
up.
quarter,
Somebody will make it
be
work.
better. Somebody fix it. Somebody hold on to the football, please. I don't remember. I think we did have like 5 or 6 turnovers. I wonder what year that was.
Oh man.
But I remember what I was doing, where I was at. Like I said, I was in Oklahoma, of all places to be. God. Anytime you go to
Shout out
Oklahoma,
to
you just want to go to
Oklahoma,
sleep.
man.
Shout out to everybody that goes to Oklahoma or lives in Oklahoma. Yeah, good luck with that. Love that for you. Anyways, Mark, do we have
I
a
like
question today for the Arthur Moats that
Just
you
a guy named
wanted
Arthur.
to
Just a guy named Arthur. Yep.
that you wanted to ask him?
I
Because
gotta find this in my notes. But go if you've got something, TaNeisha, go ahead.
no, I
'cause
don't. I was just going to say, I honestly, Mark, I just have a question for you. And I'm not gonna. I don't want to tell you like who the players are, or kind of like too much about the situation because it might be obvious. But I was wondering if somebody showed up to your city, Mark. Would you ask them for a picture, or would you expect them to ask you to take a picture? Like if y'all met up and you just
like
saw
context?
the person.
Is there any like background? Like
No,
y'all know
no
each other
context.
beforehand
I'm just
or
kind
work
of
together?
curious
anything?
on
Y'all
like
just-
how
oh.
guys do things. Like if somebody popped up in your city and they're like, "Oh my God, Mark, just coming to your city to hang
Are
out,
they
whatever."
approaching me or I approach? I think whoever makes the approach would probably do the ask. And honestly, as long as
So if you live there, then technically they would approach you then, right? Okay. Because it's your city, right? It is your city, Mark.
Is that what you would think?
what's the context of?
But if we give you the context, then it's a different question. We're just asking like foundationally.
When
what you
people are out of town, right, and you know somebody in that city, you're going to reach out to them and you're going to be like, yo, I'm in your city. You want to link up, right?
Yes,
That's
in
what we're
terms
saying.
of- Okay,
Right,
We
right.
agree
yeah.
with
So
that.
like when
Yeah.
I'm
So
when I was in
when you're the
Chicago
person that's
this last
traveling,
weekend-
you're the one that's going to reach out and hit them up.
Correct.
That's what we're saying.
Because
Yeah.
people aren't mind readers. And
Right.
So
Yes.
no, there were
I
a bunch
agree
of
with that.
friends who knew it's like, hey, I'm going to be here. If we can link up, great. There were a few friends
You
where
said,
it's like
you said
they-
friends.
Yes.
Because I saw you took some pictures, so I was just wondering who initiated those pictures.
All right.
Were you
Oh,
like,
so
"Oh my God, come in, guys, let's
no,
take a
that's
picture"?
funny. So that's my guy Joey Christopoulos, and shout out to Joey because he used to do for the podcast network I was with before I started working with both of you. Joey did our Chicago Bears show. He used to work with Corey Wooten,
Okay.
and so
Okay.
Shout out to Corey. Holy smokes.
yeah,
That's
man.
a name. Wowzers.
yeah,
That's my dude.
yeah.
Rock with Corey.
Another quarterback,
So,
another defender who also ruined
Yep.
Brett Favre.
That's my man.
That's a commonality that both of you share, Arthur. Anyways,
and
so
that's my guy
it's
right there,
funny
all right?
because Joey and I have done, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many podcasts together. We had never actually met in person. So I saw he was doing as part of, he does a Chicago Cubs podcast for CHGO.
Yeah.
And they were having a post-game show after Friday's game. And Friday during the game, most of my friends that me and my brother were going to see, people are still at work on the Friday. So it's like, hey, man, after the game, my buddy's having a post-game show right down the street. And it was really cool to see him do his thing. He's worked really hard to get to where he's at. One of his podcast hosts, a guy by the name of Luke Stuckmeyer, used to do Cubs pregame and postgame for what used to be Comcast Sportsnet, what turned into NBC Sports Chicago, and that's who he's working with now. So I've done I don't know how many shows with Joey before.
Yeah.
It's dozens. It was the first time I
Joey,
met him in person.
Yeah.
And
Who initiated y'all's picture?
But you're saying Joey initiated it, right?
Before we left,
Yeah.
I mean, we're both in the content game as well. So
Yeah.
it's me, Joey, and his lovely wife, Maura, as well. So shout out to them. And they were incredibly friendly. Joey ended up meeting up with us for some pregame beverages before the game on Saturday as well in Wrigleyville. It was a great weekend. It was a
So
great
are you
weekend.
saying it was both of you that were kind of like, yeah, let's take a picture, or did somebody actually?
Of course.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I
Both of
think
you?
I suggested it, but it's just like, hey, that's my guy.
Time out. You said
suggested
you
it?
think you suggested it.
Yeah,
You literally just said that. That was perfect. I'm so glad you said that right there. So, ladies and gents, what he just said was, as a friend, when you visit somebody else, you suggest that you take a picture. He literally just said,
you know what, though?
I suggested
You know
it.
what,
That's
though?
what he just said.
My
That's
best-
literally what he just said.
My best buddy, PT Cynic, who went to the game with us on Saturday, we got dinner on Thursday night as well. He texted me afterwards. He was like, dude, we forgot to get a picture at the game. And I'm like, hey, man,
happened.
That means we were having fun. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways. Shout out to all of that, too. Shout out to all of that.
Hey, Mark, I'm just glad that you suggested that y'all should take a picture. All right. Real friends, not coworkers, suggest when you're in person and you meet for the first time that you take a picture. I think it's Mark, when I see you in person for the first time, I would like to take a picture with you, okay? I'm just going to say it
Likewise,
here
Arthur.
on record so
Likewise.
everybody knows it's out there in the ether, okay? There's no surprises. When I see you for the first time in person, Mark, I will request to take a picture. I'm requesting today to take a picture, okay?
That's
just
so
so you know
lovely
that.
He's doing that for you, Mark. That's you
What's
should
up,
feel
TaNeisha?
honored that he's willing to
How
do
are you,
that
TaNeisha?
for you.
You good, TaNeisha?
And he's
Everybody
showing
good with
you that
TaNeisha?
grace.
Are you
That's
okay, TaNeisha?
amazing.
Because Mark has never been to my city while I was here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that I knew him. You know,
See,
it's one of the things like
Arthur-
when you know somebody, like, you know, I'm just if you're friends, unless you're coworkers. It's cool.
Here's how I'm interpreting this is so Arthur, we can get a picture together, but in terms of we will include TaNeisha in a photo, but we need to follow the right protocol of who is supposed to ask for the photo of the three of us together.
That's where we're getting to.
That's where I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be like Switzerland here because I don't know what the right approach is. I do.
Well, the right answer is the fact that he's up here saying, when I see you, Mark, what I'm going to do is we're going to make sure we get a picture together. Okay. That's the protocol.
Okay.
That's the new protocol. That was the old protocol.
TaNeisha, I just want to make sure I'm
Real
doing,
friends.
I want
real friends.
I want to make sure I'm doing it appropriately for the culture. That is my main level of concern. Okay.
Okay. You're doing a great job.
For the culture.
For the culture, you're doing a
speak,
great
man.
job.
You just got to speak up.
You're doing a great job,
Because
Mark.
some people, Mark, you even said your man's a professional, right? Like he does content professionally. He takes pictures professionally. I know somebody that also likes to take pictures professionally. Like, and in fact, they even shout out their photographer when they let you know that they was there and they took the pictures. And it's just like, so the professional that rock with the professional, you still ain't even think to just say, hey, you want to take a picture? Mark, I'm going to make sure that we take a picture together, Mark. That's all I'm going to say.
Interesting.
Okay?
Excellent.
I'm going to take a picture with you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Looking forward
Funny
to
how
it.
things have changed. Anyways, what's your Moats question?
He's just thinking there's somebody out here in these streets. This is crazy.
I'm trying to find because it's,
I mean,
Mark, she threw you in the fire, Mark.
Oh man, I'm doing my best over here.
I was just trying to get somebody else's opinion.
Mark, you can't trust these people out here, man.
sometimes-
It's a lot of coworkers out here, Mark. Not everybody is really your
when
friend.
life comes, you just have to figure out like where people stand, and that's really important to me in my life.
Mark, you learn a lot about a person when they travel and they come to your city for the first time. Mark, you learn a lot about a person. All right, you learn: are you friends? Are you coworkers? Just know that. Next time I'm in Raleigh, you know who I'm hitting up.
Yeah, and then you would initiate that picture, right?
Oh, of course, yeah, because I'm the one that's in this city. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now
it's a no-brainer for me. It's like
amazing.
if
Crazy.
I'm in your city, yo, bro, can we pull up and can I get a pic?
That's amazing.
Ew. Before we hit it,
Yo,
let me
bro.
get the pic at the door. You know,
Yo, bro, can I
hey, waitress, garçon, server, come here real quick. Just at the. We'll do the look. We act cool. You know what I mean? I'm just. Yeah.
Who is Garcon?
That's what you know.
How many
that's what-
people have you known with that name?
Look. I know it. I've heard that's what they say at those bougie restaurants that you go to. Okay,
Never heard that name before.
when you go to them high level ones, where you put your little pinky out when you drink, you be like, garçon. I know how you do.
Yeah,
All
see,
right,
I
that's
don't
what
hang out at places like that.
Yeah, you eat like the caviar and all that.
Way above my
big time.
pay
You're
grade.
so big time.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
no.
Because you got a PhD. You gotta like
hot date for me is like
stuff.
Olive Garden.
Garcon is like the equivalent of like Alfred is Batman's butler.
Right. I
Is
don't
that-
know. Right. That's a whole different level than what I'm used to. I'm calling people Jeff. Okay, Jeffrey, if you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm calling David. You know, that's where I'm at.
So
I'm in
you gotta
that.
chill.
I'm in that realm.
You gotta chill.
I'm in that.
You gotta chill.
I'm there. Shout out to those guys. I'm calling you Chris or Christopher. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
Where's the Christophe? This Christophe. Get Christophe.
No. The places I go to. That's just where I go. Anyways, it's just me.
What I want to ask Arthur is a very open-ended question. Like a week or two before the draft, what do you remember about that when you were coming out of the draft? Like when you were coming out back in the day, like week or two out, because that's where we find ourselves at this moment in time.
Good question.
Yeah, I would say the 2 weeks out frame, if I remember correctly, I was getting back from San Francisco. I was completing one of my last, top 30 visits. And coming out of that, I just remember, taking that final exhale of, man, I've been on the road the past like 2 weeks because I had went to Buffalo and I was in Philly. Then I was in California, like I said, with the Niners. And you're doing this while you're still talking to your agent. Man, you're still hearing about the draft buzz because you're still training also. Even though you're on the road, all the guys are telling you, man, what you've been doing these first 2 to 3 months of the off season, now don't ever do that again because you're not training for a 40. You're not training for a vertical jump. You're not training for a short yard shuttle. So now you have to get back to actually doing your skill development, actually doing your conditioning drills, because when you get drafted and they tell you in a week, or if you're, lucky 2 weeks, hey, pick up everything and move to this respective city, you have to be ready to hit the ground running, right? You can't be out of shape. And a lot of dudes, that's where it happens. So I just remember, man, training like a son of a gun, being, I would say, not anxious, but more so just excited about the process. Because for me, I was a guy that was getting momentum the closer it got to the draft. 2 weeks prior to the draft, right? Like I said, I get back from being in California. And I remember having a random workout with, some of my other guys who were in the pre-draft process. And we get finished up and we're sitting in the locker room and the TV's on in the background. And Mel Kiper is talking, right? Mel Kiper is going on and on and on about, man, I got this young dude, man, that I want to tell y'all about, man. He's not the big name that everybody knows, but this is a dude that's ultra productive, man, a little bit undersized, explosive, compact frame. And I remember sitting there low key like, well, dang, bro, who you gassing up like this? Because if he played pass rushing, you saying he ain't a big school dude, like my energy back then was like, yo, if you're not a 1A, F you. Like, it's that simple, right? So I'm listening like, all right. And I look up at the screen and it's my freaking highlights and he's talking about me. And I remember losing my mind. I'm in this Dre like, bro, like all my guys who were coming in the process with me, like all of us jumping around like little schoolgirls, literally, man, because like it was just that exciting. So that was what I remember, going through that process. And then from there, the week of the draft, I remember I finally went back home and it was like, all right, guys, we got the venue where we're going to hold a draft party at for night 1. We got the, if it doesn't work out and we got to go to option 2, then cool, we got that. And then, hey, if we get to day 3, we're going to the crib. We're going to take it to Unk House, man. We're going to set up there. All right, we know what the TV station's looking like, man. Everybody's on par, like we good to go. And now it's what outfits you want to wear. And from there, man, it's just you're trying to stay normal. But I remember, man, like you're going house shopping. Because it's like, man, you're about to come into some money that you have never come into before. You're about to come into a situation that you have never experienced. So now, do you want to get a house? And what type of house? It was going car shopping. Man, do you want a car? What type of car? Because once again, you're going from being a broke college student to, hey, man, you in the league now, baby. You got these, you got this, or at least that's the perception, right? We know it's not like that in actuality, but that's what you're going through. While you're still literally telling everybody, bro, I don't know when I'm going to get drafted. I could be drafted in the 3rd round. 3rd round make a lot of money compared to 6th round. But I could also go undrafted. Heck, I could get drafted to who we thought at the time was going to be either San Fran or Philadelphia. Heck, you end up in Buffalo though, right? So you could end up anywhere. So it's just a lot of uncertainty that would go with it. But those are some of the things that I just remember experiencing. But I was really just excited because I'm the small school dude, man, that wasn't supposed to be here. You know, the Catholic Force in Virginia, man, Charleston High School, man. So it was like,
was there anywhere you didn't want to go besides the Commanders? Like, I know because of the experience that was happening, or were you just like, anyone I want to go?
I was honestly good anywhere. The Commander situation, like by the time I got to draft day, it was still like, man, yeah, if there was one place I necessarily wasn't a fan of going, it was Washington. But heck, I didn't want to go to Washington before we even got to the NFL just because I grew up as a Cowboys fan and my dad was a Redskins fan. And that was just like how it was. So that was where it started. But by the time you get the draft, now you're like, bro, I don't care who called me, man. You could be a team in Alaska. I don't care. I'm going. I like, this is my dream. I've been doing this since I was 4 years old. This is all I've ever wanted to do. And now it is my night. So those are the feelings that I had. Like, I know some of my dudes, man, that were anxious, that were nervous. Some dudes, man, they felt like they didn't have their best performance throughout the pre-draft process. When I tell you, when we got to draft night, I was so confident because it's like, yo, I killed the pro day. I killed the combine. I killed private workouts. Like, I'm pulling up to these interviews, man. I'm looking like, come on, man, photo shoot fresh. You dig me? Like, put me in the casket. That boy just clean. Like, yeah. So I felt good about everything. And I knew that my tape would also reflect that because I was coming off of my most productive season collegiately, one of my most productive seasons just throughout any level of me playing, like having a season that I did have my final year at JMU. So for me, yeah, man, it was exciting, man. Now, that excitement kind of got mucked up by the time day 2 of that draft hit, and you sitting there in that third round, hitting in that fourth round, hitting in that fifth round. You like, hey, bro, who's calling the phone? All right, whoever is that person, I need to come talk to them. We need to come have a 1-to-1. All right, because something ain't working. The math ain't mathing with this one. But then you get the call, and everything goes back to good again.
Do you?
Shut up,
I have 2 follow-up questions there.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to Mel Kiper about that segment all these years later?
I have not. And honestly, he's one of the people that I truly would love to meet. Like throughout this whole process, man, because once you get to the league, the draft becomes so like back of your mind because those are your enemies.
Because it's so
they're not bringing in the draft to help you out. No. So I just started appreciating and actually enjoying the draft as a retired guy. Because when you're playing, it's like, yo, F this draft, F the excitement. I hate when fans, man, I can't wait to get this. Why? Because he can take my job or take my man's job or take one of my other friends' job. And now it's like, yo, I ain't got time for that because you like them in college. I don't care. Yeah. So that was the different, perception that I had around the draft. And that's partly why I still think I'm a little bit harder on rookies because I look at them like, hey, bro, I ain't hearing none of this. And that's what you heard my passion about Fernando Mendoza versus Kirk Cousins. It's like, yo, you want to crown this one for what? Yeah. I know it. I've seen this. I know what this can do. You don't get it just because you get drafted. Oh, hey, man, you're going to be a good player. No, baby. No. The niceness is sold separately, baby. Come on. Now you got to earn it. You got to show that you got that in you. And I just want to see it first. That's all.
I can't imagine how many times you'd have gotten asked about other players instead of something that you've done or something that you're trying to work in your career. And I've seen that firsthand several times.
Hey, man. It's just, hey, how would you feel if Von Miller was coming up here, man? Hey, man, we know you guys need to draft a pass rusher, but you want Von Miller? I'm like, no, I don't want Von Miller. No. Why would I want Von Miller here? No, I don't want that. Hey, man, we got this dude from Georgia. He is killing everybody. Every time we on the road, Saturday night in the hotel rooms, we turn on Georgia, and I'm watching this dude with this stank knee brace and these dreads by the name of Jarvis Jones. And I'm in Buffalo, and I'm like, hey, bro. Hey, man. Hey. We don't need no pass rusher, man. Don't bring that one up here. No, we good, man. We good. No, not that one. That one is kicking all that booty. No. Like, that's real, man.
But then you have to answer it of like anything that'll help the team,
Come on, man. Man. Hey, look, guys, man. I think he can help us out. He'll be a great asset. Ryan Shazier, Bud Dupree, right? You'd be like, hey, bro, they ain't just coming here to just sit and look cool. Yeah. So that's, the flip side of that coin, man. But it is beautiful though when you do get to play and, have the experience that I did have. So that way you can kind of soften your approach, your perspective with these guys.
When the Bills drafted you, who called you? Who was on the phone?
Man, it was Buddy Nix. Yeah, he was the GM at the time, man. Shout out to Buddy Nix, man. I'll never forget that. Hi, man. Buddy Nix, general manager, Buffalo Bills.
I love that.
Thank you. I don't even know where Buffalo is right now. I know you just flew me up there about a month ago, but man, it's been a whirlwind. All right, I'm just glad. Yeah, like thank you.
When did you
Appreciate you.
Did you already have the hats, or did
So,
they?
are you ready for this? This to this day, I will never officially ask this question. Okay, but I get drafted. We have no clue. All I know is my pops came around the corner and he had the Bills hat. Now, when I try to logically think about it, I'm like, cool, maybe he bought all 32 hats and he was just holding them for whatever and then he returned them. I never asked. I never saw any extra bags. All I know is I still have the hat that my dad walked around that corner with. I remember putting it on. I was literally on the floor when it happened, man. I'm on my back because I'm just like, I'm having I call it my Sebastian Telfair through the fire MSG moment when he gets drafted. He's like,
Great
oh my God, like, it's a classic. Come on, man. I'm on the ground. My cousins told me like, yo, you done it. You done made it. Cause he was one, like, he was part of that grind in them dark days. He's like, hey, bro, you here? Now we having that moment. And man, my pops come around there, put that hat on me on the ground. I was like, oh my God.
That's so great.
Like, and then you stand up, you see your name across that screen because I know Mark doesn't appreciate the third day. He's like, that's when you go to sleep. For some of us though, that's when you actually get to see your name and you screenshot it because they don't put like your actual like picture up there. They tell your name. So like I got a couple of screenshots with like a commercial playing and like I'm down here and then it's like, oh, you got the freeze frame graphic and I'm like right here. So it's like, for some of us, we do actually appreciate that. I got a lot of best player available pictures too, where my name was just kind of sitting there for like 2 rounds. All right, so I dig it.
Way to go, Mark.
If I needed it,
Mark said, "Yeah, I just go to sleep with that third." I'm like, "Hey, bro, I dig it, bro. All right, I dig it.
I love
if I need to excuse myself from this podcast or from all day 3 NFL draft coverage, I understand.
Mark's like, I don't even care about those guys on that day. I'm going to sleep. They're boring.
When you said I was laughing, I'm like, oh no, don't say it just chef. Just let it chill.
I love it.
Like, yeah, Mark,
great.
Some of us watch the third day, man. It matters a little bit.
That's awesome. The hat story is pretty awesome too.
Yeah. No, but yeah, man. So I will, to this day, I have never asked my father. I'm like, I don't want to know the answer to it. It's kind of like the Tooth Fairy or Christmas. Like, I don't want to know, man.
Serendipitous.
The moment was perfect. Like, even like, and we joke on people like Jason Tatum, right? Because they're like, oh man, he's trying to like force the moment too much, or man, he's trying to mimic this moment. But dude, it's real, man. When you feel it, you're just like, dude, which one do I go with? Like, am I a stand-up dude or am I a flex dude or you fall down dude? Like, I ain't know it. I was just like, man, I for sure just, it's over. We've done it.
But that's why I like it when guys show emotion too, because sometimes it just hits you. There's nothing you can do. Literally. It's just here because you've thought about that moment for so long. And it's just like, whatever comes out is what comes out. So I love that part of it. I hate the guys that try to be stoic. Like,
because part of me was trying. All right, I ain't gonna hold you, TaNeisha. Part of me wanted to be tough. And then the other side was like, bro, since you were 4 years old, your goal has been to get drafted, to hear your name, to say you're officially there. And it's like, hey, bro, look, if you ain't gonna do it now, we ain't actually gonna do it, all right? You only got a couple, as a dude, like,
it's true.
As a tough dude, you only got a couple of these crap for, all right? Championships, getting drafted, married, proposed, kid, death, right? It ain't a lot. So you gotta be real wise, all right? Now, because otherwise you'll cry. You don't need to cry, all right? So it's just like, yo, pick and choose when you hopping in that thing. So for me, I thought that was an appropriate moment to, like, if you're going to show some emotion, show it here, okay? This is great. You can do it after a breakup, but this, it feels a little better. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to jump in here. You know what I mean? It happens like that. Sometimes you be like, yo, you too stoic right here. I'm like, I ain't want to waste it on the breakup, so I'm saving it.
So
you got.
Were you more hyped with the homies watching? Were you more hyped with the homies watching the Mel Kiper segment?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good question.
So definitely more hype was the Mel Kiper, like, for sure. Because shout out to my dog, man. Like, all of my guys, and we were like, one of my other dudes got drafted, Scotty McGee, excuse me. He ended up getting drafted in the 6th round to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He played corner and punt return, right? Had Mike Carson in there with me, a tight end, man, who ended up playing, I think, 3 years. He was my teammate in Buffalo, right? When I joke about the Brett Favre story, he's the guy that I'm actually talking to pre-game. I'm like, hey, bro, this would be crazy if I hit him. He's the same dude that was in that locker room with me when I'm like, hey, bro, they talking about me? And then my other dude, Sam Daniels, who's the D-line coach over at UCLA right now. It's like, man, I could just vividly remember how all of us are jumping as if we are like 8-year-old schoolgirls, like, oh my God, because none of us had ever been on ESPN at that time.
Yeah.
Not as an individual, maybe as a team.
Yeah,
but as
it
an
was
individual,
way different back then too.
Yeah.
Pre-social media. Well,
Come
as social
on,
media
man.
starting to emerge.
Coverage-wise,
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
for a guy from James
That's fine.
Madison to be on national television in a draft segment where the guru Mel Kiper, not shout out Todd McShay, not even Todd McShay, it's Mel Kiper. It's like, dude, we had a moment. That was like, oh, bro, you've like ascended. That's what it felt like. Like all of us, like, so yeah, that part was way more hype in terms of just like the excitement. Draft day was the emotion, man. We got mom, dad, aunt, uncle, everybody that's been watching and a bit like the ones who were a part of it, not the surface. I'm talking about the ones that were there in the rec ball, the ones that drove up to Villanova to watch me play a game. I get pissed off because we lose, and it's like I'm not getting on the bus. I'm riding with you guys. And y'all gonna drive me back to campus in like 2 days.
That
all right?
happened?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because I'm a sore loser. Okay. I know it's frowned upon to be a sore loser. I hate losing. I will have the pissiest attitude. I'm the worst to be around when I lose. And I was absolutely livid.
Should we say this for? Should we save that story for a future pod, or we can get into it now if you want?
No. I mean, it's just one of the things, man. For some people, man, they get a little frustrated. I get frustrated. When I get frustrated, it's like at that time, I express my emotions differently. That's all. And shout out to having the circle around you, man. And they was like, yo, man, we got you. Get in the car. We'll go drive you back. And then we'll wait a day or two and then we'll take you back up. And I'm like, this will work.
Just yelling out the window at cars. People think you're yelling at them.
I can assure you.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I need a moment, man. I need space. I need that, you know? But I'm the first one to say, I hate Lou. I am the biggest stroller. Like, yo, you want to see me pissy attitude? Let him lose. Oh, yeah.
Are you still that way, though? Do you feel like you...
Yes. No. I've never come off of it. I just have matured in terms of how to project it around others. That's all. So it's like, I still want to take my fingernails and scalp you like the old school Native Americans did, right? But I'm gonna hit it with the, hey man, good game, respect, man. That's all right, man. We bounce back, man. Stay positive. Y'all know how we do this thing, man. Hey, this ain't a reflection on who we are. We know we just gotta get back to that work. Whereas realistic, it's like, man, go find them. I want to go to their house. I want to burn to the ground. I want to walk in there. I want the family there. I want the kids there. I want to walk in there. You know what it is, all right? That's how I am. Okay.
Well,
but we're the better place.
Hey, as long as you know who you are as a competitor,
self-aware.
That's all that matters. Yeah. That's all that matters.
But enough of that, though. All right, because we're already know now. So shout out to Mark. Shout out to you, Mark. Only you. Yeah. Only you do this.
I love it. Is
there anything else we got on the back end of this thing? Since Mark want to ask these questions, man, to get me all animated, all unfortunately.
Hot, I know, man. Because it's rag. No, I think we're good. I feel like the next time we have this show, it's like draft week. So more people will be getting slandered. We'll be hearing more like inside scoop. People will start leaking. And so it will tell us everything we need to know. We'll probably be able to figure out the top 10 by the time we see who's trying to dirty up who and what that looks like. I can't wait for that.
I get to begin
the NFL, man.
The nap preparations for day 3 of the drafts.
You're right.
It is.
It is.
Not you still saying it out loud.
Yeah, clearly. If you learned anything from today, to recap.
Here we go.
Kids go to school. NFL coaches don't matter. Aspire to be a Thundercat. Study Kirk Cousins' agents. And to quote Dr. TaNeisha, mediocre people do not like overachievers. That is a wrap from me here on today's episode of the Arthur Moats Experience. One time for the culture.
I love that. I feel like I've heard a coach say that saying. I don't know. Somebody said it and it stuck in my brain, and I was like, I think it might have been like Nick Saban. Now that I think about it. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. My closing messages are just like, I appreciate the team effort to make sure that a picture gets taken. I love that. I also love the concept of us not knowing what is going to happen. And so when it all does happen, I cannot wait to just be able to come back and be like, okay, who did what? Like, I just can't wait for that, like, after effects of, like, all the stuff we've been talking about for, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. So I'm super excited about that. But, yeah, just shout out to both of you. It's always fun to be up here just talking football, saying whatever. Mark, you are just charming as ever. So just thank you for everything that
Mark
you bring
really
to the
had me in
table.
here sweating, man.
Thank you
I
for
can't
the
believe
Emmy,
you, man.
all of that. I love that. And then the Arthur Moats, you know,
Just
there's only one
a
you.
guy named Arthur. Just a guy
There's
named
only
Arthur.
one
Don't
you.
do all
So
that.
thank
do all
you
that.
for
You do all
being
that.
you. Thank you for that. Former NFL player, 16.5 sacks. Thank you so much for you. Yep, that's it.
Well, shout out to the Emmy Award winning producer. And of course, shout out to the doctor. All right. And with that being the case, hopefully everybody enjoyed what was on tonight. If you did, you know what you got to do. Hit the like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you're new to the channel, baby. Stay safe. The draft will be here soon. So let us know, man. Y'all pulling up, put it in the comment section as well. But either way, stay safe. And until next time, baby. Peace.
Bye.